my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil and I'm let it loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal, I never lose. I'm bulletproof. I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil and I'm let it loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal, I never lose. I'm bulletproof.
Damn, guys, we almost had this.
Thank God that's over.
Bored of endless matchmaking? Take your first steps towards EPO, experiencing real strategies against teams of your skill. Learn more at fce.gg/EPO.
The ESEA Team Finder is getting an overhaul to help you build or join rosters and start your competitive journey. We're moving beyond instant joins to an application-based system. Captains can now define the skill level, region, role, and practice time. Draft your team description and application instructions to find exactly who your squad is missing. Share the application page link on social media to start receiving applications. For players looking for a team, your search no longer has to get lost in social media feed. Simply apply to put your profile directly in front of captains. Show your motivation and give teams the context they need to see why you're the right fit. And for the captains, review applications with the team, chat with candidates, and organize trials to find your perfect match. Discover all the new ESEA improvements at fce.gg/season57blog.
Just shake the ground. Oh, this lightness, it will fill the air around. Oh, I'm not asleep or awake. I won't let the future escape.
Yeah. La 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 la. Yeah. Your life hits hard, but I hit right back. I never back down, I keep it on track. It's the same day with no problems. I keep rising from the bottom. Cause when the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear that sound. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. And then I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright, it's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems. Yes, every day was a war. Yeah, it kinda took a while. When they tell me I should stay, I just jump with a smile. Yeah, it's hard until you notice. Everybody's got their moment. When the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear the sound. Listen up. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. And then I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright, it's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems. Cause I got no problems. Cause I got no problems. Do you feel a little down? Say it, no problems. Let you in but you out, sing it, no problems. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. Have none I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. They're never gonna hold me down, I'm higher than the ceiling now. Have none I need to worry about, cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright, it's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, cause I got no problems. You feel like something new, you feel like something, you feel like something new, you feel like something. Don't just stop it, doing what you do. When I lay back, holding on to you, feel like something new, yeah. Got my senses here on overload. All my body is for you to hold. Feel like something new, yeah. And I never thought that you got me wanting. Never thought that never thought that never thought that that I'd be saying you feel more like a dream, yeah. You feel like something new, you feel like something, you feel like something new, you feel like something. I feel like I'm in another galaxy. Take my time in your eternity. Feel like something new, yeah. And I never thought that you got me wanting. Never thought that never thought that never thought that that I'd be saying you feel more like a dream, yeah. Feel like something,
Damn, guys, we almost had this.
Thank God that's over.
Bored of endless matchmaking? Take your first steps towards EPA, experiencing real strategies against teams of your skill. Learn more at fce.gg/EPL.
The ESEA Team Finder is getting an overhaul to help you build or join rosters and start your competitive journey. We're moving beyond instant joins to an application-based system. Captains can now define the skill level, region, role, and practice time. Draft your team description and application instructions to find exactly who your squad is missing. Share the application page link on social media to start receiving applications. For players looking for a team, your search no longer has to get lost in social media feed. Simply apply to put your profile directly in front of captains. Show your motivation and give teams the context they need to see why you're the right fit. And for the captains, review applications with the team, chat with candidates, and organize trials to find your perfect match. Discover all the new ESEA improvements at fce.gg/season57blog.
Good evening, everyone. We're back for one more day of the ESEA finals, and it's grand finals day, of course, as well. We're going to try and figure out who's going to be the champion of this season and who's going to get a chance to play in an ESL Challenger League Cup for next season. We know them both already. They have made it, but we need to find the money. We need to find who's going to get that dollar for ESEA League in Season 56, Matthew.
And it's a lot of money as well. $7,500 difference between first and second place. That's a big chunk of change here for both TNT and Quentry. I mean, especially a team like TNT, who don't really compete in a whole lot of online competition. So, you know, an opportunity to rake in that much money would be a massive opportunity, but certainly nothing to scoff at here for Quentry either. I mean, obviously, we're heading towards the end of the season here, and so it's a great way to kind of cap off the season with that extra prize pool.
Of course.
Spending money for the holidays.
Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, you can have a bit of fun with that, maybe. And yeah, of course, these players, I mean, it might go for these two teams, it might go to costs for maybe traveling to some, you know, local events in the scene. That's what ESEA League is all about, right? You try and grow as a team, grow from the very bottom of the ladder up to the very top to maybe even get a chance at playing for ESL Pro League. And yeah, I think obviously the most important thing for these teams is if they do win and get that money, that's one of the main things that is difficult for teams that don't have organizational support, right? They need the dollar to pay for the entry fees for these local tournaments and also for travel and accommodation and all that. So every little helps truly when it comes to this level of CS.
Absolutely, mate. And as you can see, it's a long road to this point as well. It's been a hell of a long journey through the regular season, then the playoffs for that, and then into the actual finals. And then, of course, both teams played a couple games yesterday. Of course, Quentry played against Old Boys, which required a 3-map affair, including double OT on that deciding map of Ancient. It was Old Boys who had, was it 6 map and series points? I want to say 5 in regulation and then 1 in OT1. They couldn't convert any of those to get across the line, which would have seen them get a spot in this game and a spot in ECL Cup 4 as well. Old Boys fell short. Quentry made it through. And then MESA was the team that TNT played against yesterday as well. And that was also a scintillating 3-map series where TNT prevailed.
Yeah, and it's great for them as well because they had a bit more, I could say, arguably a little bit more of a difficult run, than Old Boys. I forget Old Boys kind of made it through to that semi-final coming through the upper bracket of the Advanced League. Now, these two teams have kind of been teams that did find a loss somewhere along the line, did have to grind through that lower bracket, of course. And as you can see, with the ESEA finals, you get those entry and open 10 teams playing first, then intermediate teams are waiting after that, then main teams, and so on. And the advanced teams have, as expected, all found a way to get through to this grand final and get through to those semi-finals. But yeah, I think it's for TNT, it's a very cool opportunity for them. They don't have as many games on HLTV as Quentry do. Quentry are farming lately. They just play so many damn officials. I mean, as an example, they've got 25 on Ancient and 36 on Dust 2, do Quentry. And, they know how to go about their scene and their grind right now. So, yeah, it's going to be very difficult for TNT. I think it is worth saying that how they got through to this point in the regular season for TNT, they did actually make it all the way through to the main upper bracket qualifying match. They lost to MESA there as well. And then they fell into the lower bracket where they had to beat Aurora Youngblood, the new version of Aurora's Academy team. So they had to get that win over, a very recognizable Academy team to have any chance of getting here. As you can see, both teams with that loss in the playoffs, which caused that drop into the lower bracket. So, yeah, I think it's similar in terms of their path, but not similar in terms of these current teams' reps and form right now.
Yeah, and to put that into perspective as far as numbers are concerned, TNT have played 28 maps as this team on HLTV across all time. Not just like this year or the past 3 months or whatever it might be. Ever since this team has been on HLTV under this banner, they've played 28 maps. And as you actually read out earlier, Quentry have got, 35, did you say? On
36,
Ancient?
I think.
Or 25 on Ancient, 36 on Dust. Yeah, exactly. So they've been playing way more Counter-Strike and at a much higher level than the maps that TNT have been playing as well. So it feels like Quentry are certainly big favorites coming into this one. And I think we've got a veto as well, at least on HLTV, that we could gloss over.
Yeah, we can have a check that as well. The thing with TNT is it is worth mentioning their individuals. We'll go into Quentry later because we went over them yesterday and we know quite a bit about them, obviously. For TNT, they're the more unknown team. They do have a Moldovan professional player, which is cool to see, like a kind of a rare flag playing professional CS. You don't actually see that one too often, right? There's only a very, very select few Moldovan pros that I can remember. Obviously it's similar colours to Romania, so you might think to yourself, okay, there's more than that. No, there isn't. There's an extra logo in the middle there that you need to keep an eye on for the Moldovan flag, and it's quite rare you see a Moldovan professional. And I think Fen2k is the guy that I'm going to pick out because he's the guy that has a bit of a history. He's the guy that has maybe been one of the instigators of putting this team together because he's kind of was on the team with the coach that he was last on. When he was last on a professional team. He's been on the team since June 2025, was on Cybershock before, and was part of 2 separate big organization academies in VP Prodigy and Navi Junior. So he's got something to show us today.
Yeah, like the most recognizable name value, I suppose, coming into this one for TNT, where it is just a group of players that you really, even as like a tier 4 knower, you still wouldn't have heard of these guys with all due respect. They really are kind of like beneath the substrata, with all due respect, that it just shows that there are still really talented players, even in ESEA Advanced, and able to make these runs and then get a chance to play on HLTV and get their games broadcast and compete for a massive amount of money. Like, I wouldn't actually be surprised if for all of these players, this was the biggest prize pool they've ever competed for, right? Like, for guys that aren't proper salaried professionals, to get a chance at winning $15,000 is just a massive opportunity for them, and a huge hallmark, I guess, of what ESEA provides for these players as well.
Yeah, as an example, if you look at Quentry's history as an organization and as a team in general, their peak VRS ranking is like 82nd right now or something like that. If you look at their recent results in events they played online, the amount of grind they've been on. Look, they're playing close qualifiers in CCT and getting through them nearly every single time. They're playing in other small events like Exort, Meteor as well. They came 3rd, 4th in Exort Meteor, and you might think, okay, that might have gotten them a decent prize pool. It was $1,000 between all 5 of them. So, yeah, I think you're absolutely right here. This is an important prize pool to go for. And I think in particular for a team like Quentry, there are lots of local lands in particular in Russia and in Moscow and in other cities in the country. Nearly all the tier 2 to tier 2.5 teams are grinding these ones out and trying to get the extra, the bonus VRS points from playing on LAN. You get more obviously for playing on LAN than you do online, and winning on LAN than you do online. And yeah, they just haven't been able to do that yet. And I think that is a really important thing that they need to get for their progression. And this money that they might get from winning today, if they do win, would be huge for them.
Yeah, you're bang on. I remember I did an interview with Yumson from X-Ruby, and he spoke about how they actually can't afford to go to even like local LAN events or other LAN events in Europe because of the expenses that come along with it. And there's a lot of them, right? Obviously, traveling, accommodation, the 2 primary examples of money that has to be spent. And then obviously things like eating while you're there and other expenses that might pop up in and amongst all of the days that you need to spend traveling back and forth and competing at the event. So yeah, definitely is something that if you're not a salaried org or if you don't have sponsors, then you're paying out of your own pocket just to be at these tournaments and then you know, they might not even go your way where you get to recoup that money, let alone actually make any money from those ventures. So yeah, massive prize pools in terms of opportunities for these players. Let's have a look at the maps here, Trav. We can just go back over them here. Dust 2 picked by Quentry, TNT pick Anubis, and then Nuke will be the decider. Now, Mirage is the one map that you tend to look at for Quentry and say, oh yeah, might be a little bit shaky. You tend to kind of back them on all of the maps outside of Mirage, despite obviously that being the inverse yesterday where they lost on Dust against Old Boys and then won on Mirage. But it's going to be, like I said, Dust, Anubis, and Nuke, and with Quentry being my big favorites coming into this, I feel like they should be able to get the job done on this map pool.
Yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? Because we have seen Quentry have Dust 2 as a home map. I mean, if you look at their results on HLTV, they play it incredible amount. They played it 36 times in 3 months, which is basically just this year. And they won 29 of them. But 2 of those losses, 2 of the 7 losses, came in the last 2 games in the ESEA season playoffs, right? Against Banger Gang and Old Boys. So clearly there's something there that's going a bit wrong for them. All the other wins they've gotten have been relatively impressive. Oxuji, Atreides, these are all like good tier 3 teams, tier 4 teams that if you're beating them comfortably, it's a good sign. Beating Hashiras, the ex-Kono team, is a really good win as well. Sure, like, there's loads of players you could argue, maybe past their prime a little bit, but they're beating them 13-11, and they're getting these wins against Johnny Speeds historically, XZ10, Basement Boys, Magic 13-4 in CCT. That's an incredibly good win to beat them by that much. So yeah, this is a scary map for Quentry, and TNT should probably not get too close to getting a win against them here. Map 2 could be different. It's much more of a middle ground. I've actually not seen Quentry play any Anubis at all. And it's going to be the first time I'm going to get to see them not just cast them on it, but even see them play it from watching games. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And of course, with the slight Anubis changes, we got that to talk about. And if we go to Nuke, that one is also kind of up in the air because TNT do play that map, even though Quentry have more reps. So it should be a Quentry win. It shouldn't be a 3-mapper like we saw yesterday as well against Old Boys. It really should be a 2-0 here. But should is a strong word because Quentry are not infallible at all.
Yeah, true. We saw that yesterday. I mean, it was Eights who had an incredible series across the board for Quentry. I think he dropped like 20 plus kills on all 3 maps. But then it was map 3 where Slackjez really came to the party and he got an excess of 30 frags. And we saw how he was just able to manhandle Old Boys. And when he was on, he was just almost like unplayable. And then even someone like a Biraju is really known for having some like important impact on the lurk and then coming into the clutch later on in the round as well once his teammates have been able to set him up, base crack on the entry. I feel like they've really been able to clearly define their roles within this team. I mean, I know Psycho Doc had a bit of a stinker of a series yesterday, but Quentry did play against State earlier today, which is a Danish team that will obviously have some names we recognize like Quez, Patty, Thumlick as well. And I saw Psycho Doc had a really good performance in that series, so it'll be good for his confidence to have gotten that one under the belt. And I mean, that puts Quentry on a 9-match win streak at the moment. So for me, honestly, obviously the maps do play a role, but I still feel like just with the raw firepower that they have across the board, that you could put them on any maps here coming into the series, and I think that they'd still be superior favorites. And yeah, TNT will have their work cut out for them. Having made it to the finals is already a great accomplishment for them, but surely this is where they've met their match.
Yeah, you'd think so, but at least with making the final, they have made it to one of these future ESL Challenger League Cups, right? That's the most important thing for them. I mean, if you win the ESL Challenger League Cup, that gets you to a regional final in EU, which if you then win the regional final, you get this incredible opportunity to play a big international lineup Pro League, which is why ESEA League is so cool and so important for the ecosystem. It is the grassroots. You can make your way from the very bottom, and many players and individuals have to go on to be some of the best players in the world, playing ESEA League in the youth of their career, and then going on to getting a chance at an EPL in the future, and then going from strength to strength. So yeah, definitely an important opportunity for TNT, and they won't be taking this one lightly at all. By the way, if you do want to get involved with the ESEA League, you can sign up for yourself and play officials to really grow and maybe get your first VRS points ever as a team. The sign-ups for next season end on April 2nd, which is very close now, so make sure to get yourself involved with that. And if you want to talk to us in chat as well, we do have the ability to read chat and have a quick conversation with you during the game if you've got any fun questions or anything like that. So make sure to keep in touch as we jump into the game.
Whoop, whoop. We got the sirens going as we're jumping into
London,
map number
baby.
1 here. Hell yeah. Here we go. It's the pick of Quentry where we're going to start off this grand final for ESEA Season 56 EU. I mean, what a long journey. Drawn out over months. We will now culminate Season 56 with the crescendo, this grand final between Quentry and TNT to wrap things up.
Bloody hell, man, there's another one. What's going on out there? Just London things. We're going to begin here on Dust 2. Great fallback tap from Hazard. Will get himself a very clean frag there, and they're not checking pit. Oh dear. That is going to be a bit of a rough one. Is he going to get a knife kill here even? This is very possible in this scenario. He's trying to line up two at once. It's so awkward though, but he's done quite well. Very calm in the end. Psycho Doctor will burn one player out, but no more than that. And TNT get a lovely start.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with going for the knife there would have been that it almost guarantees he only gets one kill, and he probably would have been traded. So it's almost like the trade-off. Does he go for the knife and get the money, or does he prioritize instead getting both of the kills? And in the end, he goes for the option that means they're guaranteed to win the round. I see on HLTV, his name is NZ0, but then here it's Hazan Z0.
I'm going to call him Haha.
I don't know, man. Like, Hazan actually just rolls off the tongue so much easier than haha. And also, how can we take ourselves seriously saying haha every time in the play-by-play?
And haha wins the 1v1.
Oh no, I'm gonna go with Hazan, Trav. I'm gonna you eat your heart out. I'm gonna go with Hazan.
Okay.
Just for my sanity more than anything else.
I'll make some funny plays on it later. Don't worry.
Yeah.
To make up for it.
Go on, mate.
And we've got Fetcher and Wonimo. Wonimo's a good one. That one is a fun one to say.
Cool. Yeah, that is. I agree.
And
Wonimo.
Should we say Riverdon?
Yes. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Deal, my friend.
Wonimo sounds like an animal in like the Amazon rainforest or something, or maybe on Australia.
Like a wombat or something. Like because it starts.
Probably
with
is where it's coming from, but still. In the wild, or got Wonimo stalking its prey.
Okay, David Attenborough. Oh, the dinks. Some Riverdon there.
Dinky dude. Shouldn't be able to do a whole lot more.
Plant?
That'll be nice.
Actually got the plant.
Yeah,
that'll work.
Take that.
Lovely jubbly. They'll survive with all 5 players alive, which is nice for TNT, but they'll be a little bit annoyed they gave up the plant. Quentry do well to find it, get a bit of a bonus money injection to get the guns in the third and get better utility, otherwise they would be a little bit weak on that one, especially with 8s having bought up something in this round, down to 350. They'll get the ability to buy Galil now, rather than just a Tech 9 or a Mac 10.
Like you say, pushing them over the edge here to get some more firepower and some extra utility as well. It's actually going to be 4 AKs and then 8 will persist with the double scout purchase. TNT off to a decent start. There's going to be an AWP here for Riverdon as early as his first gun round as well. What's the game plan? Really comes down to how much Quentry think that they have to actually... how detailed they have to get with their approach here against TNT, whether they think they can keep things simple and direct, just rely on firepower alone. Spoke about how they really like making this play on the T side, just charging their way straight up short and looking to go in towards the A-bomb site, but no flash to blind up the AWP on the angle. It is going to be one eventually, but it's almost too late at that point. They've already lost 2 players. They will now chain their flashes, so Riverdon not going to be able to actually deny the bomb plant, but Quentry down 3v5 in the post.
Yeah, and with 8s and Saxjez still alive, you always there's a chance, but it's a great pick from Riverdon. Saxjez won't be able to do anything in this after plan. Abaraju is thinking about going for this drop down in toward CT to flank because there's no really other option left. 2v5, you're so stuck. 8s was looking for an aggressive kill, but he's now all alone. Stuck in get right. There's not really many things you can do from here. That'll be a freebie. It's not being cleared, but he's eventually going to turn around. And yes, he was always going to turn around. There is a couple of kits in play, and I believe one of those players is on the bomb. Yes, he is. So no worries. It's not like it's a 10-second defuse and they're going to lose the round. The kit player was on it. Quentry will get some progress again on the A-bomb site, but no round just yet.
8 was just desperately hoping there that he wouldn't actually get checked by the player scaling up the new box, and that maybe he could go undetected in Gandalf and then step out, deny the defuse, and have some sort of a miraculous 1 versus 5. But nope, doesn't happen. Good awareness there from Fetch, and it is going to be... We're going to Fetche? Fates? Like, I can't even remember. Fetche?
There's a friend in chat called QQWSD who seems to be a big Fetcher supporter. If you can tell us...
Yeah.
You can tell us how to pronounce his name if we know an exact one. We would really appreciate it. He's a young player, teenager, obviously, one of the new players coming through on TNT that's just trying to make this grind worth it for himself and his team on TNT this season. I definitely think it has been, making ECL Cup 4. But, yeah, it's always hard to know how to pronounce these new players coming up. So if anyone is a knower, we'd love to know.
I mean, it reminds me a little bit of, like, Fates, the Estonian player.
Yes.
Agree. But yeah, we'll have to see. Maybe we get some intel, like you said, from our homie in chat. As Quaintry have been able to get themselves onto the safe bomb site, so a plant will follow suit. There's an AK on Slack's chairs and... Oh, face crack. Needs at least one. Yeah, P250 is going to step out to catch them off guard. He doesn't just get one, he gets 2. I love the proactivity from face crack, not just remaining stuck in the corner and getting swung on, but actually taking the fight on his own terms. Round over. Quaintry on a half buy here will open up their account.
And that's one of the most difficult things for, you know, younger teams coming through, more inexperienced teams. And I'm not going to pretend like Quentry are experienced, but compared to TNT, they definitely are. And losing those rounds can happen so often. It's seldom the case that when you're trying to grow as a team that those rounds are clean. More often than not, you will find frustrating losses against those Tech 9 half buys. And finding a way to win them consistently and getting setups in play to deny them and counter them can be just as impactful than as winning the gun rounds. It feels that it's always one of the things that's very much overlooked by some teams at a lower level. When you're maybe working your way up to the ESEA League, I think it'd be good advice for me is focus on what you do on your anti-half-buy rounds to stop a opponent from getting any progress early round. And then feeling like you have to play catch-up and peek into risky angles. And there, TNT got caught.
And Quench are going to be hoping that's what kind of jumpstarts their campaign here in their map pick. If they can win this round as well, they break the CT side money, and then they can really start to build themselves into the early stages of Dust 2. Failing this round here, though, Quench kind of puts them back at square one. I mean, at least they did survive with 4 of the 5, and they managed to get some weapons as well, so didn't have to expend a whole lot coming into round 5.
Hasn't been playing his brilliant best of the 2 days we watched him play in this tournament, but Slack's of course, deserves to be in the same breadth as maybe some of the other youngsters coming through. Don't forget he's part of like the HLTV Future Prospects, having like a 1.28 rating over the last 3 months. He's been farming at this tier of CS. Also only 18 himself, so just as young as some of the TNT players as well. Facecrack is giving him a nice bit of teaching to really make it high up the ranks one day, I reckon. Facecrack, of course, with all the experience in the world as a 31-year-old. Good counter flash. And Riverdon will go back in toward long. And that's a good bit of teamwork. And Barrage and 8s will fall. Saxjez will eventually find that trade kill. Actually, a good nade there from Facecrack. Could have caught a player, but thankfully, Wanamo will fall back off of that.
Yeah, and unfortunately, obviously, with the lack of time and the 3 players going down towards long, they're just not able to do anything, so they have to commit to saving their guns. Very well done there from Riverdon to just boss those players out and towards long. Once 8 had missed that shot, his heart would have just sunk into his stomach as he realized that he is a dead man. And it's going to be TNT with a return to winning ways as they go up 4-1 here on their CT side. Very good start for the underdogs, now with a double AWP in play. Wanamo and Riverdon wielding the 2 snipers. Looking to try and tear ahead here. And Quentry were really slow to start against Old Boys in this map yesterday as well. And it seems like they're having a similar sort of problem here against TNT as well.
Wanamo feels like an AWPer's name for some reason. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I can get on board with that.
And I really appreciate that TNT are getting the double AWPs in play very early. Dust 2 is probably the best map to put that into practice on CT side. And, no hesitation on that with the money they had in the bank. They haven't got exactly loads built up, obviously, but they've managed to commit to it early. Riverdon will take his pot shot and fall away. Good incendiary to give him some space to feel safe. And now, with that space, he'll be able to retain that 5v4. With 8s down already, the AWPer of Quentry. And he'll be feeling pretty confident. Face crack, you know what he's like. He makes moves like that all the time. He is such an aggressive entry fragger as the in-game leader as well. It's a pretty cool role that he has on this team. He's given them a lifeline in round 6 here. He can window though. That won't be cleared. A very, very nice hold. Even a third as well. Looking for more. USP drawn. Wanomo will nab it, but who cares? He was there to help him save his teammate. Great job. 5-1.
That is insane coming through from Fetch, able to just kind of find the perfect timing as he steps out the window. Quentry were really looking to try and turn up the pace and the pressure in on that B bomb side. They were looking to try and split their way through. They'd successfully passed through middle, up the ramp, and then I think it was nades out to try and break open the smoke, but they were just never expecting the peek out of the window. Timing couldn't have been better with both of those T players over at ramp having utility out in that moment. So brilliant work there coming through from Fetcher. And it is going to be a 5-1 scoreline with an anti-half-buy to follow. I mean, this is the only round that TNT have slipped up on so far, is one of these anti-half-buys. Timeout used by Quentry makes sense considering that this is getting away from them a lot quicker than what they would have expected.
Same pattern, really, as yesterday, to be honest with you. Get those copy passes in chat, Fetcher fans. He's had a moment. He's had a round. I see you.
The thing about this Quentry team is just how dangerous they are in every single round, right? Like around here, they hero AK on Slackjez, even if there's blocks surrounding him, you can't count them out. And they're just going to group themselves up, clustered together in towards tunnels here. Setting themselves up for a breach into this B-bomb site. There's 8 who's pressuring middle, smoking CT. That's all just to try and draw the attention from one of these B players away from tunnels.
Or Fen.
Okay.
Perhaps aware of 8's being close. He's wary of it. I'm surprised he heard or knew anything about that one, I'll be honest with you.
He was ready to break the smoke open and then decided against it all of a sudden.
There we go, he figured it out. Wanomo will hold on against Abaraju and find Slackjez too. Out of bullets on the AWP though. And go to USP and we'll get chased down by the Psycho Doctor Mac 10. In the end, it works out.
They are just manhandling Quentry right now. And that is the complete antithesis of what I expected coming into this. Cleaning Quentry up on Quentry's stronghold of Dust 2. And if Quentry can't win this gun round, then feels like Dust 2 at that point is just trending in the same direction we saw yesterday, which is potentially the game being over in the first half. It was a 10-2 half in favor of Old Boys yesterday, having started on the CT side. Lots of pressure straight up towards long. Face crack will find Wanomo backpedaling. I reckon they're just going to try and ride this wave of momentum all the way into the A-bomb site. Face crack trying to keep up that pressure. Great flash though for Hazan to peek off of himself, and Riverton combine brilliantly to get a flurry of frags between them. And all of a sudden, it's only 8 left remaining, and Hazan's going to get him as well.
He's loving life right now. Incredible work. That was a beautiful flashback in toward long. One of the best things you can do in that sort of moment when you feel like you've lost a little bit of control of the take, when you think Quentry have gotten full long control. If you get one opening kill, then you maybe chain some flashes, then you get 2 or 3 players maybe pushing to help out. Definitely a 2, maybe 1 from site and 1 from CT to have a double angle to worry about. So yeah, that was really good work from Hazan. He's been looking brilliant so far. You will be laughing after that one.
Oh boy. Okay, well, I think it's almost time to sound the alarm here for Quentry. Get those sirens going in the background, Trav, because we need some emergency services here.
And the alarm.
Yeah, exactly. Need to get some emergency services on the scene, because Quentry are soon to be on live support here on Dust 2.
That's a Nicki Minaj song, right? Pound the alarm? I'm pretty sure.
Mate, you're asking the wrong person, I'm afraid.
you don't F with Nicki Minaj? Feels bad, man.
Furthest thing from it. However, that song Anaconda will always have a special place in my heart for reasons that I cannot mention on broadcast. But you're a knower, Trav. I'm
a knower, actually. I'm actually a knower. Yeah. That's crazy.
Little inside joke there.
Send it to him in private, man. He'll love that. Dropping down in towards CT for face crack. He'll be stopped by Riverden. That's a good grab, and he's managed to get away too, which is even better. On 4 HP, maybe a little bit fortunate to escape. Bomb down though, and we saw a round like this go awry earlier. And Riverden is kind of checked out of the retake. He's going to have to rely on his riflers to find a way back in here. Psycho Doctor with the flash to maybe catch a player working up through CT. There are two there, and ducking and diving with his headshot angle can be very difficult to clear if you are a CT player. Here are the kills. Galil in play for Abaraju does get a couple, and they're both stuck on the default boxes. Surely they won't be able to survive. They don't, and again, a late retake goes TNT's way.
Yeah, well done from them, able to kind of cover all their bases. They leave it extremely late, but they get the job done in time. They'd really corralled Quentry on the boxes, had them stuck in on that position. Massive wide swing there from Psycho Doctor. I thought may have actually worked the trick, but was it Hazen? I'm not entirely sure. It was either him or Fen2k. Able to lock it down, track the player on that wide swing, get the kill. And Quentry, well, there's only, 3 rounds left now in this first half for them to try and save face.
Oh, everything's going right for them. Every pick is coming through. Beautiful. Pre-firing toward the top mid position from Riverden. He goes into for a pick toward lower, but jumps away just when it was about to come his way, unfortunately. Definitely could have worked out for a second. But again, another example here of Quentry just disappearing on D2. Maybe the CT side will be a bit better for them.
I mean, they're going to need it to be, that's for sure. At this point, they can get 8-4 at most, and that would feel like a fantastic halftime scoreline, all things considered. Big juicy nade down fetch it. Bomb still in spawn. I'd imagine it's going to be Psycho Doctor who goes back to recover, because his teammates are already feeling out middle here.
Again, an example of face crack being very willing to do that. Second or third time he's given it a look. One time he didn't fully commit. Second time he did. Got an opening entry, but then they all got caught going up toward the B-bomb site. He'll fake it. Stay there late round and play a bit of a lurk, because all his 3 teammates are going up through short. Saxjez has picked up that AWP. I think he's a pretty good secondary AWPer as well, from what I can remember watching him. Not just a great rifler. Now face crack will come and help out. CT rotator in play, and that'll be mollied off now. Or actually, in fact, 3 players there. So that molly will do quite a bit of work. There's a resmoke towards short to make sure that's in full control. But they're going to need to wait for that long player to come through. The flash will come through now from Hazen. But now they know about it. They're doing a lot of damage to him as he tries to work his way up. And there's going to be no way in this time. Wanamo and Fetcher will fall away.
Alright, so Quentry finally able to get another round on the board here. Taking their time, kind of working the round, massaging the round a little bit by pressuring where they can without taking any crazy risks, and then also recognizing how they would have forced the defense to shift and then what the best option available is for them. So that is going to be them doubling up their round count. Needs to be a lot more where that came from. 8-4 still there for the taking. TNT would love to just try and at least get a 9th up on Quentry here going into their second half and really give themselves the best possible chance of finishing off the map in the second half.
Barrage is going to launch his way out of long immediately in round 11. Delayed flashes, chained flashes, and hasn't can't get away this time.
He knew.
He knew. He was a knower.
Yeah, you could tell there was a moment where he realized, like, I'm so dead, as is face crack. Wow, Fen2k not actually going to hang around after getting that initial kill. Either drops the incendiary, but they're going to try and pursue him through said molly. And Fen2k still actually able to come away with the kill regardless. And this actually might bait Wanamo in brilliantly with the AWP, as he's now searching in towards top mid. The scout out range. Man, advantage here for TNT. Looking to again deny Quentry building up any momentum on this T side.
Utility is available. They have, in fact, all 3 of their mollies still left, which is unusual for a situation like this. You'd think they'd use one on car. That barrage is trying to creep up silently, maybe looking to try and catch them off guard and by surprise when they are in a 3v4. But there's a gap in that smoke. Quite an obvious one, I think, as we saw it from the third-person POV. The barrage will get caught. Psycho Doctor may get one back, but the AWP long range should find him. I tell a lie. Wanamo deleted. N2K 19 HP from earlier on. Round back on.
Yeah, problem is the time. They've got to smoke for the cross to try and guarantee that cross safety, but it's that incendiary that could prove a problem. If not, the AWP of N2K. Betcha in on CT. Gonna just try and keep up this pressure as well. Psycho Doctor is so excruciatingly low on health. Fetcher should just be committed. He should just be running up at this point. He knows that if Psycho Doctor's faked the plants and he dies, then there's no way to win the round afterwards because Fen2K would just bunker down. And so the fact that Psycho Doctor at least gets a plant out of that isn't the worst return, but it's again TNT who bounce back immediately after having lost the round, largely down to Fen2K's efforts.
Going into the final round of the half, TNT will be delighted with where they're at. Chance for double digits, that would be huge. Look at the extra weaponry and utility they have with the money they've got in the bank to finish off the half with. They've got a rifle to retake with for Riverdon if he needs it. They've got extra HEs. It was Alexi B who first, when the grenade drop update first came out, I think when he was playing on OG back then, talking maybe about 3 or 4 years ago at this point, maybe even more actually, he got like 900 HE damage or something in a game on D2 when it first got changed. Chaining those HEs can be pretty impactful, especially on that short position where it's just so nadeable. It's almost as bad as Inferno Banana sometimes. Look at this boost for Riverdon.
Yeah, this is so unorthodox. And I saw him with a bit of a weird boost earlier on. I think it was Wanamo. Was it who had been boosted up on short, but like in the complete like elbow in the corner, in that 90 degree where the box is on the minimap, it was boosted up there, peering into lowers, instead of actually being next to the stairs to peer into lowers. So already a couple unorthodox options here. Break on the smoke, Fetcher, not exposed but certainly heard. Has to step out of Birju frags, but there's a great kill, or at least a couple of them from Riverdon and Wanamo. However, Quentry will get side control, so another retake required with a couple players low and healthier for the T side.
And of course, no saving here. This one is one they're going to have to go for. And the extra utility that Quentry have should just keep them at bay. There's a second Molotov on 8 to really waste that clock. Sure, Kit's on all 3 players, but Molotov surprisingly not tagging up Psycho Doctor there as it spills down to the corner of the site. You can tell he's looking at it before he repositions into that corner, but in come the HEs. Look at the damage. All 3 of them will take a tag. They're going to have to launch their way in. That should be easy for Quentry. 8s will hold on, and Slaxajers will get himself the final frag with that picked up AWP. Actually, quite a lot of Slaxajers kills coming through with the AWP there at the end of the half. They get 3. Not sure that'll be enough, though.
Yeah, 3 rounds in isolation. I mean, based on the CT side we saw from them yesterday against Old Boys, they were down 10-2. They lost that map 13-11. They do have like a 60% plus win rate on the CT side of this map as well, so I'm not going to completely write them off just yet. It feels like one of those games where if they can win the pistol, convert, and get the first gun round, then there's a very realistic chance that they could go on to finish off the job. Having said that, look at what a well-rounded team performance that was from TNT to actually get them 9 out of the 12 rounds. I mean, you got 11 kills and 3 players, and then both Wanamo and Fetcher are positive. So you're just getting contributions across the board. In fact, this is one of those rare moments where the bottom fragger on TNT has an equal amount of kills to the top fragger on Quentry. That tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, it is a rare scenario, actually. I completely agree with you. Just dominating across the board, all their individuals looking good. When you got 3 players who end a half on 11 kills, more often than not, you've won the half. In fact, every single time you've won the half, I reckon. Unless it's some crazy scenario where you're on CT side and you're getting exit kills over and over because you're having to save. I don't know. It's never going to be a bad thing for a team to have a Lovely selection of kills across the board like this. This is absolutely ideal. Shows you that everyone in their respective role is doing what they should be doing.
And that's also why I think that there's more than just a off chance of them going on to win it from here, because it's not like if Quaintry can just shut down one player, or if that one player has a drop off here in the second half, that all of a sudden it's like Quaintry's game to lose. It's the entire team online that are going to be difficult to contain. Quite a bit of util, 2 smokes, incendiary, and a flashbang here for the T side to aid and abet them in this exec, but Quaintry are so well poised to deal with what's coming their way. They've got 5 pistols between 3 players, and Facecrack is in a position to very quickly rotate if required. Which he will be.
Yeah, it's very hard to break through, and Aberrage getting an immediate click is usually not going to spell too good things for TNT, and look at that. The absolute swarm drops down, and 8s with the dualies, 3 immediate frags. That was, well, it couldn't have been better.
That's a statement coming through from Quaintry to kick off their second half here. TNT don't even get a sniff of the bomb site, and now you'd imagine they're going to save their money. Chance here for Quaintry to get themselves up to 5. This is exactly what I was hypothesizing coming into the half. You know, win the pistol, convert against the eco, 9-5, and then win the gun round, makes it 9-6. And at that point, scoreline looks a whole lot more conceivable for Quaintry to come back into the game compared to what it did a couple moments ago.
More we discuss the following round. Why not a bit of footy?
A little trick shot there as well.
Even
yeah, like
style
the 360
points,
degree.
baby.
Oh, he scored.
You gonna be watching the World Cup?
Bang. Of course, South Africa have qualified for the first time in the history of the World Cup. South Africa have qualified for the FIFA World Cup, which is very cool. I mean, obviously,
Beautiful.
they were part of the 2010, but that's because we hosted.
Real chance for Shabalala!
A goal for all of Africa.
Bafana, Bafana!
Man, that was amazing. I watched a game when we played against Uruguay. Unfortunately, it didn't go our way, but it was an electric atmosphere. But yeah, I'll definitely be watching some of the FIFA World Cup, or certainly the games South Africa are playing in. I know you're not a massive football enjoyer. Would you still find yourself watching the World Cup?
No. Like, the thing is, I like football, and I have always followed it my entire life. It's just not as big a sport in my life as
like F1, tennis.
F1
I'd say even like snooker would probably be like close to. No,
I love snooker. It's a niche one, and like more like a UK niche sport, I feel like. But
okay,
I do like football more than snooker. I think I'd love snooker, but yeah, that was I remember that like it was yesterday. I see like nostalgic football posts about that all the time, about like how god tier commentary that was for the Shabalala goal.
Jabulani ball as well.
Yeah, the Vuvuzelas.
There is song, the Vuvuzelas. There's so many iconic moments, right?
Remember everyone hated the Vuvuzelas at the time. Absolutely despised them.
I know.
But they almost bring back a sort of hateful nostalgia now.
They got banned in a lot of like stadiums around the world after that, because they became kind of popular even for like non-South African fans. They just started becoming a little bit iconic.
Yeah. The thing is, like, there are so many moments from that World Cup where you just look back and say, oh my god, this was like prime football. Like all these players that were still playing at their prime back then, like Diego Forlan, for example, had just an incredible tournament. I remember him.
Yeah, David Villa from Spain as well.
Yeah, you had Ronaldo and Messi there, I believe, from memory. So, yeah. I think they're both going to be involved with this World Cup still, even today, which is crazy. Shows their longevity.
Ronaldo, he's just so desperate for that World Cup that he will hang around. He's going to have to. What do they call it when they like freeze your body? Cryogenically freeze him or something like that?
Yes, pretty much.
A good enough team to win World Cup. Anyway, here we go. Big gun round as Quaintry are looking to try and get a 6th round on their tally. Good combination between 8 and Psycho Doctor. 8 steps into the crosshair of Riverdon. It's only Fein 2K left remaining, and Quaintry have gotten themselves a 6th. This is a formality. The bomb's dropped long. There's no chance here, but at least some extra damage will help.
Yeah, 1 HP is not going to do much for him here. If he dies after time, it would be a bit of a problem, but I don't think there's anyone in position to really cause that issue. Yeah, I think see if he messages in chat as well. The Suarez handball against Ghana, that one was a heartbreaker. I wanted Ghana to win that game so badly after that, and of course it just wasn't to be, sadly.
That was legitimately one of the things that actually, like, I stopped watching football for ages after that because it felt like, what's the point if you can just...
Injustice.
Yeah, but it's like you can just cheat and deny a goal, and then that should be... Because in rugby, you get something called a penalty try, which is where a try gets awarded to a team if the try that would have definitely happened was denied. Yeah. And for me, it's like, okay, so you can just completely cheat, sacrifice yourself by getting a red card, and then the team gets a chance at scoring a goal for what would have been definitely a goal. Like, miss me with that. That's honestly, it's like unplugging someone's mouse in a 1v1 in Counter-Strike, and then forcing them to replay the round or something like that afterwards. It's like, come on, what a stupid rule.
Yeah, I know, I get you. I mean, it's a completely different situation, but I still haven't watched the Hamilton-Verstappen 2021 finale again. I watched it live. I was in shock for a whole day after it. I've never rewatched it at any point.
But, I mean, that's not Verstappen's fault at that point. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
I know it's not his fault.
Race, that's the FIA, that's the sport. Like, this was actually the player. And again, it's like him abusing the rules, which is fair enough. Like, it's a systemic issue. Anyway, Trav, you riled me up. Why have you done that? Anyway, here we go. 4v4, half buy for TNT. And they've been able to get a kill here. And now they shift their focus to the A-bomb side.
Yeah, we'll focus back on the game now, because that nade's going to be a good one. Dunk. No chance for Hahan 0 on this occasion. Betche is going to push up. And actually a good recovery kill from Riverdon. The M4 needs to hold on, and the Psycho Doctor does a good job. Double spray down, wary of Long as well. Long range Tech 9, not many bullets left. Now it's awkward. And smartly, he jumps away. Have a quick switch of weapon. And I don't understand how Wanamo is still alive. He's still alive until now. He'll be found. And Quentry, their CT side, seems a whole lot better.
As expected. I mean, their CT side is just their bread and butter here on Dust 2. They're extremely good on this half of the map. Really difficult to play against. Especially once 8 gets going with their Zorp. I mean, literally a 61% win rate on the CT side of Dust. Right up there with some of the highest numbers you'll see from any team at any level of competition on this map. This is TNT's moment, though. They're still in the lead by 2. Full gun round, AWP in play, everything they could ask for. What are they going to conjure up here in round 17?
Yeah, this is where Quentry can really put the hammer down. Got money to work with now. They know how to win this map. They've got a very good record on it, as we've been talking about earlier. 36 maps played, 29-1. Sure, lost their last 2 in maybe teams they shouldn't have lost to, as we've been talking about, but... And they're within 2, and it's game on. Oh, and then their Riverdon's there, so they can delay their utility, thinking that maybe that will give them a cue to go. And you can see they were kind of posturing to go for that B push there, but that counter-utility did keep them at bay.
Big exec. And there's also going to be this extra avenue, this extra pressure here. Friend 2K can't actually unlock the bomb site the way I'd initially expected. A Biraju posted in on window will execute him. Now he's got the support of the utility flooding through. However, Face Crack will fall, but 8 is also here. Bomb's been dropped. It's only Riverdon left remaining. Through tunnels. Riverdon's picked up the bomb, but then just gets executed. 8 and Biraju both trained in on him. Entry remained flawless as they draw within 1.
Biraju is a great alias. It reminds me of something I used to eat called aberrage. And honestly, I've forgotten what it is. All I know is it was called aberrage. It's really annoying
not
me
like
that
mistake you with brinjal or something.
No. All I know is it was called aberrage. I'm not sure what it was. It was like a like Chinese food, I think, that I used to eat. It was like some kind of wrap that you would put, like, you know, crunchy vegetables into, like bean sprouts and, you know, tofu and pak choy and all that sort of thing to eat. I can't remember what it's called. You can put noodles in it as well and rice. They have all sorts of things in it which would taste really nice. And I've forgotten exactly what it is, what it's made from, but it was very tasty and I miss it. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Well, I'll have to take your word for it. I wonder if that was the motivation for his name.
Who knows?
I don't. What I do know, though, is that Quentry have been able to very convincingly battle their way back to a very competitive scoreline. Spoke about yesterday how they came back from a 10-2 deficit to a 13-11 loss. Ooh, a smoke grenade actually fell off the top of the door there, so nades will just have free reign, and they won't know that the smoke's been broken. In fact, you didn't need the nade to break it open, but I think that they almost want to sell the fake as though the smoke is there by using the nade to break it, quote-unquote, break it open, and then really let TNT think, okay, there's the nade sound cue, we can swing now, they've broken it open, and this is our chance to go. That's what it might have been the plan there. And 8 will just wreak havoc.
Yeah, only 2 Galils and a Tech 9 remaining. Flashing toward middle. Oh, that's a really good one. They should have been getting a bit of pressure. Now, Saxjez needs to peek to help save his teammate. He will do that, but he won't save himself. But that will activate the 2 long players to push around, knowing where these 2 final T players are residing. There is no way out for Hazan. Maisy's still alive again, but FaceFact knows what's going on, and eventually he'll take him down. 9 all, we're all even. And our producer, Mr. Mana from Anati, the GOAT, he's spelt it exactly how I figured out it's spelt. It is like a soya bean curd wrap that you can put things into, basically. It's Japanese fried tofu, put simply. So, yeah, it's really nice, and you can put basically anything in it, and it tastes very, very crunchy and refreshing, and I like it a lot. And I'm surprised that Mana found it. So
well, now you can seek it out again, now that you know. Go to your local Costco. Do they even have Costco in the UK? Is that an American thing? I don't know.
That's more American, I think. We have a shop called... Oh, what's it called?
You guys have Woolworths?
We used to, and that's really sad, because Woolworths was like a beloved high street, like, you know, everything shop with like a pick and mix and toys and everyday stuff like, you know, notepads and all this sort of thing. And it got shut down years ago. I think it shut down, the final one shut down in like 2017 or something.
I love a Woolworths, but I think it's completely
I love the
different.
Woolies,
It's
mate.
supposed to be like a Woolies, hell yeah. It's like a high-end supermarket here in South Africa, like super quality meats and products and Whole Foods and all the rest. I think is it an Australian chain, if I'm not mistaken?
I can't remember, but we used to call it Woolies over here, as I said.
Yeah,
it's like it was genuinely like a beloved store, and it's a shame that it is no longer a part of the high street. But that's life sometimes. Money is the thing that rules all. So there you go.
And Quentry have got a lot of it. And they've got a full buy in the tank right now. Whereas TNT are 0-6 here in the second half. I was running the numbers, by the way. 8 has gotten 11 of his 12 kills on the CT side as well. So a big catalyst here in terms of their battle back in the second half. Biraju in towards CT. He's going to step out onto the legs. He's lost his teammate in the process, so he's now just a one-man army in on middle. And there's actually nobody on this B-bomb side, Trav. This is really bad for Quentry.
Can this finally be a TNT round? They've been locked out for a while. Surely you're going to have to try and make some drastic moves to stop them from taking B, and that is why Aberaju pushes through like that. FaceFact's making so much noise, but Riverden...
shot!
Quickscope. That was very calmly dealt with, even though he knew what was coming. He could have maybe gone for a no-scope, but he's continued to do it. That no-scope was, or the quickscope, sorry, was so quick, it looked like a no-scope, but no indication or icon in the kill feed will tell you that he did press right-click.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, like you say, literally not even an imitation of the gun being pulled up with the scope in. Oh, Quentry just gambling here, thinking that TNT aren't going to try and go in towards that B-bomb side again, considering how unsuccessful it's been for them. And 8 was thinking, hang on, can I just go and defuse this bomb maybe, mate? No, not going to happen. That was under control there by Fetcher, I believe, and it is going to be TNT who finally win around here, the 7th time of asking in the second half to regain their lead. Quentry just not at all expecting TNT to hammer home on that B-bomb side against. There was one player over on that half of the map, and then a Biraju and CT. You get that kill on the ramp player, and then he is just ripe for the taking as they block off CT spawn.
Riverdon will find Abaraju, and that is again a very important kill because Quentry got back to 9 apiece, and now they're in a little bit of trouble. And Fetcher goes alone pretty much. Through that smoke, it split up the TNT players, and really you shouldn't be pushing in that sort of scenario. You should be trying to just retain the 5v4, but he gets away with it, and they will still keep a man advantage to 4v3, but they have completely exited the B side of the map to go back toward long. So Quentry still in the round.
Yeah, and TNT have done a really good job after having gotten that initial kill B and then now this extra frag down middle, courtesy of Riverdon, to draw the attention of Quentry away from both bomb sites, and they've got that extra player over in tunnel. So Wanamo is now dropping utility to try and keep the focus over towards B. Now, do Quentry path through tunnels or wrap around and flank up mid into long? It's going to be a bit of both. It's going to be Psycho Doctor who goes through lows. He's going to cross past Wanamo. Big kill out of Wanamo. That's a huge problem. But at least Psycho Doctor gets the intel that this is going to be the A committal coming through here from TNT. It's going to be 8s with the AWP as the first responder, and then you've got FaceCrack who's coming through in the back lines. Now, can he catch them before they actually are able to settle onto the site is the question. He's going to find the AWP. That one's free. Double down. Not going to connect. He needed that second kill so badly.
Yeah, now 8s just can't win this round. He's also going to be locked in. B flank from Wanamo is going to work out to stop the AWP being saved, I think. Trying 8s, and I respect the attempt, and there's the wall bang. That's actually going to give him the cue to go. High respect if 8s are actually giving this one a go. If he was full HP, I'd get it. He's going to go for a tap on the bomb. He does have a kit. He's trying to draw another player out, but there's Hazen to finish it off. The flying AK. One bullet was all that was needed, and he'll take it. 11-9, Quentry. That was like a Hail Mary from 8s because they've got no money.
Yeah, I mean, true, but if he saves the AWP, then you could drop an M5. I just think he was thinking there's no way he's going to be able to save the AWP because of Wanamo's position, right? So he's almost like, I might as well just attempt basically a 1v2 on the A bomb site and then hope for the best. Just probably thought there was no way he would have been able to get out with his life intact. And he's going to go for a hero rifle here instead of saving with his team and then getting an AWP in that next all-important gun round. What are we doing here, boys? Like, this is nonsensical, and I know they're going to go on and win the round because of how critical I'm being, as is what happened yesterday with Radlands here M4, but honestly, that next round, it should be 12-9, and that AWP would be of utmost importance. He's been really good with the AWP so far here on the CT side, so it doesn't make any sense to me here that he would now sacrifice that potential AWP for a hero rifle this time round.
Yeah, I don't disagree. It is what it is. See if they can make something happen with it. FaceCrack is going to move forward. Flash in tow. He'll be flashed in, but it's avoided by Fen2k. Doesn't mean he doesn't get the kill, though. And Fetcher's still not been able to trade it. Oh, FaceCrack. That is super cheeky.
So close.
Almost gets out with that AK. Can Slacks just get it? He can. So he fell back enough to at least get it into the hands of a teammate.
Oh, problem is that the round is just being kind of bossed by TNT outside of that skirmish on short. 3 players now just going to group up. They know there's one in towards long. Slackshares could find a timing here where maybe he catches them while they're still focused and trying to actually get onto the bomb site itself. Abiraju could maybe delay proceedings a little bit. Slackshares has the AK, rounds the corner. First frag found, but it's now a bit of like a warning signal for TNT that they have to worry about short.
Oh, he's being such a nuisance right now as Slackshares. There you go. There's the spray on Wanamo. It's all down to Fetcher. He'll be caught by Abaraju hopping up on new box. Big round for Quentry. They do find a way. Of course they do. 11-10. They keep TNT off of map point.
That's a huge reprieve here for Quentry. Like you say, denying TNT actually getting themselves overtime guaranteed at a minimum. Winning the half investment here. Able to scrounge up a couple of guns. I think there was an AWP and an AK saved if I'm not mistaken. So they get that AWP now back in play on 8s. TNT have to break the bank to afford a full buy here. There's been so many flanks from Quentry throughout this half so far. So many times they've pushed through long, wrapped around on middle. Pushed up middle, wrapped around long. Pushed through mid doors, flanked on short. And TNT continue to get caught off guard by these plays.
Yeah, real fast maneuvers from Quentry. Trying to keep TNT on their toes, and they're doing exactly that. Will TNT self-destruct, though? We get toward the end of the opening map. There'll be a lot of pressure on these boys. They might have got the win, which gets them through to that ESL Challenger League Cup later on in the year. Number 4 for Season 51. But they want the money. They want the moolah to show they are the winners of ESEA League. All the best teams from every single group. Open 10, entry, intermediate, main, advanced. All doing battle. Want to show they are the best.
Well, let's see if they're going to be able to do it here or not. Massive round. Quentry win this, they go up 12-11. You could almost say if TNT win this, they should win the map, because they go up 12-10 and there's not much money for Quentry. This round is almost like winner of this round should win the map, in my opinion.
You feel that way. You do feel that way. I've seen countless games over the years that do follow that path, but also some that are a little bit more nonsensical. Let's see. Fen2k is out middle. Riverden's next to him, and Slaxjers is going to have to be ready for it. Ace has got a very long path, of course, to check down, and they need that smoking CT ASAP. There we go, finally. Facecrack will now be isolated. Slaxjers holds on with a bit of help from Abaraju. That player on top and the player from below. That crossfire is too good. And Wanamo is the only player left alive. Even Facecrack will find that one too after charging through that CT smoke to help out. As soon as he realised what was going on, he was in play. In fact, he got 3 of the kills to close out that round. 11 all.
Massive result there. Brilliant work coming through from Quentry with the setup in towards middle and how they ping contact off of one another and then aid and abet each other there as well. Now decision-making time for TNT, and it looks like they are going to settle for the save. So a great chance here for Quentry to get up to 12 as expected, with how I kind of prefaced that previous 9-3 deficit on the half. Now a tied-up scoreline, and what a difference a round can make, right, Trav? Because yesterday was a 10-2 half-time scoreline in favor of Old Boys. They lost the map 13-11. This time they had 1 extra round on their T side, and it looks like that might be the difference maker.
It makes you wonder, right, that maybe Quentry took the gamble to play the long game. Because if they, even if they got a lot of damage in that round that you were talking about, as Ace pops off here with the AWP, they knew they would have done damage to the economy. So if they win it, they get back to the 11-10 like we said. Ace get all 5 here on the anti-eco? He can't. Stolen by Psycho Doctor. How dare you? How dare you steal his ace? But yeah, it's obviously put them in a really tough place with their money at the end of the game. And maybe that's what their thought process was. If they win the round, we could get this path to 12 ourselves pretty quickly.
Well, let's see if they can convert this 1 map and series point into a map win. Be really annoying for TNT if this one slips through their fingers. (9-3) up. Should almost be game over in the first half. Not the case, though. 3 AKs on Slaxjers, Facecrack, and Abiraju going to make matters even more difficult for TNT. What do they fall back on? It's not even like there's really been a good old faithful play that's worked for them throughout the half that they can kind of revert to here, to rely upon.
Yeah. And Quentry are showing again their CT side prowess. Having played so many games of Dust 2, 36 in total in the last 3 months, it's very obvious, right, when you look at the stats. They are relevant, those stats. It's not like they've played like 3 games and they've got a really elevated percentage. 60.9% on CT is very solid for a map like Dust 2. Can be a bit more even, perhaps, in online CS for sure. And they're showing it off here. Great maneuvers. Great reading of the game at the moment. They have a chance to win it in reg. Can they? Tag to the molly from Fen2k. It's a bit awkward, but obviously doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Just a bit of information for probably Slaxjers, who hears it all. He probably would have heard the footsteps anyway, so doesn't reveal too much.
Well, Psycho Doctor is the one who's going to be tested here out towards long. He's not playing anti-flash either. And Riverden has got a flash lined up as we lose X-ray so we can see what Psycho Doctor sees. He can blind, and he's actually going to regain his vision in time for 2. How on earth has he managed both those kills? Bomb dropped in the process. Fen2k will find success up short though. And now it's all on Slackjez over in Goose. Because if Slackjez goes down, pressure builds on Psycho Doctor.
He's doing a great job right now, is Slackjez though. Look at the time he's delaying. Riverdon and Fen2k should have no way back into this. They are struggling to get that kill on him, but even though he gets 1, it's only going to be the 1, and Psycho Doctor will finish it off. A great round from Psycho Doctor. He had a little bit of a rough day the other day, but he's stepped up there even while half blind, gets his vision back just in time to win the game 13-11 for Quentry.
Yeah, really, really impressive stuff there from Psycho Doctor. I mean, because obviously from the CS2 TV perspective, it kind of like whitewashes the screen. We don't see exactly what he sees, so it's kind of tough to tell how much of his vision he had regained, because to me it looked like he was still completely blind, but obviously he must have just started to get a bit of a sight there once again. I'm shocked that they don't actually clear it a little bit quicker, because normally you want to path out, check elbow as that T player, that's your initial priority, and then hard clear the left corner, and then start to check pit, where it's almost like he clears elbow, clears pit, and it's like, oh crap, I forgot I need to actually check that corner behind me as well, which actually gives like that extra 2/3 of a second or extra 1/3 of a second there. Psycho Doctor then punishes them, and it's a great comeback from Quentry.
It is indeed, and TNT will be saying, oh crap, oh crud, all the other words that exist after losing that game 13-11 after what was a great first half from them. Can they bounce back on map 2? It's Anubis. That one's going to be really interesting because I've not watched Quentry play it yet, and we all know how talented these guys are. It's going to be a new one for me. I've seen them play pretty much every other map in the pool but for Anubis, so looking forward to it. We'll see you in about 10-12 minutes time.
Yeah. La 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 la. Yeah. Your life hits hard, but I hit right back. I never back down. I keep it on track. It's the same day with no problems. I keep rising from the bottom. 'Cause when the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear that sound. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now, and then I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no every day was a war. Yeah, it kinda took a while. When they tell me I should stay, I just jump with a smile. Yeah, it's hard until you notice. Everybody's got their moment. When the sun comes up and I look around, I can feel that love, I can hear the sound. Listen up. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now, and then I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems, problems. 'Cause I got no problems, problems. 'Cause I got no problems, problems. Do you feel a little down? Say it. No problems. Let you in, but you out. Sing it. No problems. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. Have none I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. They're never gonna hold me down. I'm higher than the ceiling now. Have none I need to worry about, 'cause I got no problems. I know it's gonna be alright. It's getting better every time. Nobody's gonna kill my vibe, 'cause I got no problems, problems. You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. Don't just stop it. Doing what you do. When I lay back, holding on to you. Ooh, ooh. Feel like something new. Yeah. Got my senses here on overload. All my body is for you to hold. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Feel like something new. Yeah. And I never thought that you got me wanting. Never thought that never thought that ooh. Never thought that that I'd be saying you feel more like a dream, yeah. You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. I feel like I'm in another galaxy. Take my time in your eternity. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Feel like something new. Yeah. And I never thought that
ESEA Team Finder is getting an overhaul to help you build or join rosters and start your competitive journey. We're moving beyond instant joins to an application-based system. Captains can now define the skill level, region, role, and practice time. Draft your team description and application instructions to find exactly who your squad is missing. Share the application page link on social media to start receiving applications. For players looking for a team, your search no longer has to get lost in social media feed. Simply apply to put your profile directly in front of captains. Show your motivation and give teams the context they need to see why you're the right fit. And for the captains, review applications with the team, chat with candidates, and organize trials to find your perfect match. Discover all the new ESEA improvements at fce.gg/season57blog.
It's a great sign for TNT that they're able to take Quentry close on Dust 2, but unfortunately they fall short at the last time of asking. That was so near, but yet so far for them. And now they're going to Anubis. Sure, it's a map that they don't mind playing, and maybe Quentry don't play as much, but I wonder if that might knock the stuffing out of them a little bit, Matt.
Yeah, and on top of that as well, like the momentum and the coming to life for Quentry as well, feels like that might not be a continuation into Anubis. They get to choose which side of the map they start on, so obviously going to get to start off in one of the most favorable halves of any map in the pool at the moment. It's almost like T side Anubis and CT side Nuke are some of the most favorable halves you could start off a game on. So you stack those two things up alongside one another, and even we saw Quentry Mirage yesterday, a map that they haven't been amazing on against Old Boys. They still look very good there, so I kind of lean into what you were alluding to, which is that there's a good chance Quentry could get this done in 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think, as I said, one of the few maps I haven't really seen Quentry play all too often is Anubis. They have had some decent reps on it. They played XZ10, they've played Arcred, they've played Leo, they played Astral and Young Gods as well in CCT. Like, these are all not bad reps in Tier 3, Tier 4. And they have been winning the map. But, yeah, I think the main thing for me is keep an eye on the Quentry pistol rounds, because at the moment, sure, not many maps on record. They've played 12 pistols, but they've won 11 of them. That's pretty impressive.
That's insane. That 11 out of 12 on Anubis is crazy. And Trav, they've also chosen to start off on the CT side. So, kind of going against the grain a little bit here. See if they can keep up that immaculate pistol round win rate. Right now, a bit of a default spread coming through from TNT.
Let's see how it pans out. Psycho Doctor ready with the dualies. A great end to the map on Dust 2. Getting that 3k on the long doors position, but Wanamo will remove him from the outskirts of A on this occasion. Abaraju, good tap and response, however. And now Saxjair's long range. That was beautiful. Looking for another one. Dueling's long range is never going to work out, I don't think, unfortunately. And that's why Hazen's now down to 10 HP. Good jiggle from Avaraju to get his second of the round. And here's another one to add to the tally. Another pistol for Quentry. 12 out of 13.
How? Like, that's insane. That's like, what, like a 93% win rate? No, you genuinely have. Because pistol rounds are difficult on Anubis. For both teams, they're pretty volatile. Sure, it's like a heavy T-side map, but that's down to the gun rounds. I don't know. Like, that's honestly a crazy statistic. Someone's got to go and do a bit of a deep dive and analyze some of their pistol rounds and what they do so well. I mean, nothing particularly special about that one. Just really hit their shots, didn't they? Some Michael Owen level analysis. But it's a good start. Have we had the convo? Because I like to pose this question about what the most valuable pistol round is to win in Counter-Strike. And for me, it's a toss-up between CT side Anubis and then T side Nuke. Which one would you lean into, unless you have another?
I mean, I like T overpass. I think that's a good one to call.
That is a good one. Yeah, good shout.
But I agree with, I think those three would be the top three in my eyes. I agree. I think Nuke these days is quite easy to get into the game on T side, especially in online CS. It's like a more even map than it's ever been before. Sure, it's still CT sided, but you know, it's like, what, on average at the top of the game, 53, 54%, something like that, if that. So, yeah, it's quite even. So I think CT Anubis is still pretty critical, even with the slight changes to the map we have seen come through, with that window position changing, obviously. has allowed for many CT sides to go for these strategies of dropping into Canal very quickly and taking deep control of that position early and actually sticking with it, not even falling back after getting a kill. It's one of the main strats that you can really put into practice. And look at this, Ace is going for it immediately. Unfortunately this time though, he's very blind. Going for something aggressive with the MP9, didn't work on this occasion. I think it was, they coined it on the ESL Pro League broadcast with Sponge. Something like virtual system on Anubis, kind of just for a bit of fun when they were talking about it. And that is not all aspects of the virtual system, I'm afraid.
I actually just really like the preemptive flash that was thrown by TNT to deal with that exact play. Ace just gets blind up, nothing that he can do about it. Now, what's the response here from Quentry? Do they go searching elsewhere? Abiraju's head spotted. Fetche has his bell rung and then gets taken down. He spots 2 players. That's really good info gained. A man advantage regained courtesy of Fen2k as well.
Yeah, now, if these 2 players push into A and try and clear it, they should be able to take the bomb back. They don't have to take the risk. Abiraju is continuing to put pressure on. A good reason. Want to try and recover the round back into a 3v3. One of the most difficult maps in the pool to recover man disadvantage situations on is CT Anubis, that's for sure. They are taking the bomb A, so it should be okay for TNT.
Yeah, Quentry at this point just going to bunker down and commit to the save with these 3 remaining players. So good work there from TNT. Not like they have to do much in the round at all, right? Really just kind of dealing with what gets thrown at them. That initial kill on 8, trying to be proactive with the MP9, and then getting the kill on the player out B main here as well. And that just wins them the round. So not like they've had to expose much of their strat book. Not like they've really had to go too deep with the approach either. Just winning their duels there gets them enough of an advantage to just go into the vacant A bomb site. Keeping 4 players alive going to be a good boost to their finances, as we've now got the game truly alive for both of these teams.
Terrorists win.
Save is good. They built up a little bit of money already in the opening 2 rounds, Quentry. So the rebuy is totally fine, and they don't even have to really commit to too much either. It's funny, earlier you mentioned as a sort of self-own to yourself that, you know, Michael Owen level analysis. Well, funnily enough, I'm going to a trading card show in a few weeks in London, just to see a friend. Because he's going to be there, and it's the first time I would have met him. And Michael Owen's going to be there as a guest, because obviously football cards are very popular. So, kind of crazy. I might see Michael Owen IRL.
That would be crazy. That would be really cool, actually. Grab a photo.
This is also crazy.
Fun one. This is crazy. Just trying to go through the smoke. Just get completely destroyed. Whoever didn't find Snackstairs. He's also ready for the aggression from Abiraju. Abiraju still comes out with the kill, and he actually wants to double pump. He actually wants to continue to try and force the issue here. Flashed back and chipped down by the nade. Will spell the end of his campaign, though, with the aggression. And a man advantage then turned into basically a guaranteed round win with that kill from Hazen over on the bomb site.
TNT playing a good Anubis here early, taking things with calculation. And it's something that I think is, I'd like to mention about that mid play with the smoke. On CSGO, that was a very possible play you could make happen, because playing smoke fade was a mechanic that was in Global Offensive so often. You could make that really be a factor to change around. Usually if you play inside of the smoke and play as it fades, you will get the advantage and see your enemy first. In CS2, that doesn't really work at all, and we've
Almost
seen
the
some
opposite
teams...
now, right?
It almost feels like the opposite, and we've seen some teams try it still, especially on Monster, on Overpass, playing 2 players inside of the Monster Tunnel while there's a smoke there, and yeah, it just doesn't work at all, and it's usually a 2-for-1 for the enemy team rather than what you try to put into play. So if I was to give you any piece of advice in current CS2 meta decision-making, if you're trying to get started in the ESEA League, I would not go for that call anymore.
feel like Quaintry just need to relax a little bit here on the CT side because they're constantly looking to try and make these plays at the start of the round, try and really insert themselves and try and get early opening kills, which I think is important, but it feels like they're maybe searching a little bit too much. Got the orb, got enough money here with the weapons that have been saved to plug the gaps and still get a decent set of weapons to work with, but this round is for the lead. TNT have been keeping majority of their players alive in these rounds that they've been winning as well, as they've really settled into their map pick by tying up the scoreline and winning 2 of the 2 gun rounds we've played so far.
Deep nades, great timing on it. 49 HP and 85 from that damage. There was a response, which is okay. Psycho Doctor's been tagged down again. Just the grenade exchange early round here going both ways. I think more damage really to TNT overall. Psycho Doctor's got the MP9. He is vaguely expendable. They're going in toward Slaxjez and Abaraju in toward E-Box, and that's going to be difficult to dislodge them, that's for sure.
Yeah, you can see Quaintry have now realized that they just want to kind of try and bunker down a little bit more and not make these really aggressive plays in the early stage of the round that haven't been working out for them. Hazen peeking behind the flames is going to catch Slaxjez. It's now only a Biraju in on this B bomb site. Not much time left remaining. He'll find the frag on the first. The phase through the smoke there inflicts a lot of damage. 8 has arrived just in time. But this solo health of Biraju continues to do work though, and he continues to dance around this bomb site. He'll actually trade weapons instead of reloading. Another kill collected. Face crack on the scene. Low health on 2 of the 3, but it's Quaintry who go up 2-3.
Great work from Abaraju, and somehow he's still standing in this entire game. It's a 3-2 match, but he's yet to die. Incredible. He's immortal. What a great hold, what a great repositioning. Isolating those fights, like you said, beautifully. That was not possible, really, but he made it possible.
Insane movement from him around the bomb site there. So difficult to try and track and trace. Really, really good work. It's exactly what Quaintry needed as well, to just try and stop TNT from tearing ahead on the favored side of the map here and then resetting that CT side economy. Now they've actually gone a long way in breaking the T side money. Wound the clock down pretty low in that previous round by just also prioritizing playing from the bomb sites themselves instead of searching for those opening kills, and TNT maybe felt the pressure of the lack of time left in the round there in the previous, so this time TNT maybe going to get a little bit more of a move on.
Yeah, 45 left now, and Abaraju and Slaxjez seem to be willing to hold hands the majority of the game, whether it's in E-Box or now pushing in toward middle together. Going to go for the double peek, one player crouching below the other to make sure they don't line up, but then Slaxjez shifts back in, and maybe they didn't see anything, which is why he shifted back in, but Riverdon will catch him on a unfortunate timing, and now they're going to try and make the play in toward B because they know Slaxjez is a B player. I think it's going to work out for them. Fen 2K's found 8. Abaraju has picked up that AWP, but it's only to fall back to keep it.
Alright, well that is going to be a tied up scoreline. Good work here coming through from TNT to make sure that they don't get completely reset. In fact, it's going to be the complete opposite. They're going to keep all 5 players alive to tie up the scoreline once again and keep the pressure on Quaintry. Of course, Quaintry are on the unfavored side of the map right now, so they're not going to mind kind of the scoreline as things stand. But what are we thinking here? 5 for Quaintry would probably be regarded as a success?
I think so. Don't forget, they do have a better T side, as you'd expect on a map like Anubis. So if they get, as you say, 5, we'd feel it's more than enough. But hey man, I've seen some unexplainable things happen in the last few days, with numbers being as you'd expect, but then them going the opposite way in the second half and it completely going awry for either team. So there was a game I covered in CCT earlier today, which blew my mind slightly, and not in a good way. So
Are
anything
you
can
still
happen.
recovering? Still reeling
I'm still
from that
recovering,
game
mate.
earlier?
Look, I woke up at 6 a.m. I got my MacBook yesterday. I got a new laptop. I was very excited to get a new laptop, so I was playing around with that. The new MacBook Neo. I'm very, very happy with it. So I was playing around with that till 1 a.m., forgetting that I was waking up in 5 hours to watch the Formula 1 at 6 a.m.
Okay.
And then I decided to stay up because I was casting at 9 a.m. and 12. So I finished those 2 games, had a nap, now I'm here. And I feel discombobulated,
Nice word.
but it's fine.
10 out of 10 on word choice there. Was the F1 worth it, Trav?
Look, I love F1. I've loved it since I was young, since like 2006. F1 this season is a bit broken, and I won't get into why. But I like
Alright,
every
then.
new F1
Keep your
race because it's new
secrets.
content. But F1 is kind of, yeah, it's messy this season, unfortunately.
I actually checked the results of the race. I was like, there's like 5 names I don't recognize anymore, which is insane. I feel like there was a big shift in drivers, right? Previous season and this one. Quite a few like
I wouldn't say
new
massively,
drivers.
but
I mean, there's at least
the drivers are
4
winning now.
or 5 new names that have come into surely.
yeah, there's drivers that are winning now which weren't winning before, like Kimi Antonelli, who is
Saw that one, yeah.
He's the first ever teenager to lead the world championship, even over Max Verstappen. So
Ugh, that
there
doesn't
you go.
count though, man. It's the first race of the season. What a
I know,
hogwash of
but
a statistic.
People love those stats though, bro.
I know,
don't
but
know.
it does just feel like it's really stretching the narrative. Anywho, it's not
I
wrong.
agree.
I just don't like it. Here we go.
Yeah, fair enough.
5v4. Good opening frag found from 8. He took down Riverdon, who was boosted up on a peak into middle. Bit of a move being made, not for the first time. That's exactly why Fan2K is expecting this. Sabiraju should walk into the crosshair and be dead. Oh, tagged. Forced backwards. Fan2K trying to chase him down here. He's got a Biraju trapped, and his teammates are actually now shifting back through canals because of Fan2K's position, but he hasn't successfully gotten that kill on a Biraju. There's still 2 players here. Slakshare is in behind the pillar. Need to tenderize these guys. Fetcher is ready for a pillar swing to come through here. Slakshare is trying to delay it as long as he possibly can, and it's
Easy.
worked the trick.
Quick switch to the Galil as well. And the M41S is out of bullets, and Slakshare, that's what he's all about. Sure, none of those players are really looking at him, and it doesn't matter. He's still converted. Big quad kill. The young 18-year-old on that list, as I mentioned earlier, of HLTV prospects to keep an eye on. What level is he at right now? I know they changed it recently. Let's look up the article. HLTV prospect report. We've got one from February. Here's one from March, okay. March 2026. Slakshare is number 15, below Cobra Zera, Zelex, Adam B, Koala, Syrah, Grix, Klim, Nota, Krabeni, Dowie, Ziello, Demon, Jugs, and X Kaspersky. So that's good company to have.
Yeah, I was going to say, a pretty good list to be a part of, mate. Almost every single one of those players is on a higher ranked team than him as well. Big moment here in the first half for Quentry to really ramp up the pressure. If they win this, they already get that aforementioned checkpoint of 5 on their CT side, and they break TNT's money in the process. So then you stretch it to 6-3 would be the likely score line, and TNT would be feeling the pressure at that point.
Comes a flashing toward camera. There will be a camera flash for FaceCrack to have to deal with. Or like Face Blind. But he's going to be able to recover. He gets 2 kills. Not knowing there's another player heaven though. He had no clue about that. As a free trade for Fen2K, but need a kill in return. And look at this aggression here. It's against the Deagle, that's why they're going aggressive.
Love that.
And it works out well. Deny the plant, any possibility of it, because look where it was dropped. No way of being able to get that onto the site itself. Quentry, get that 5 on CT you were talking about already.
Yeah, sets him up brilliantly now, as they can really start to put TNT under the pump. Gonna have to eco, should be get themselves 6 out of 9 here, should Quentry. And then really the last 3 rounds would just be gravy if they could even get one of them a lead into the second half would be great. Especially considering they chose to start on the CT side, it also means that we're probably expecting a little bit more from them than what you would normally expect out of a team on the CT side of Anubis. FaceCrack goes searching, it's Glocks, 5 of them, and a single flashbang. Love that they bought the flash instead of an upgraded pistol. Hell yeah, TNT. That actually forced Slakshare's back, he's gonna get overwhelmed, he will die. There we go. Are they going to pick up the
those.
AK? Ibiraju's going to die to Fetcher. Ben2K gets that rifle as well. 8 dies, and they win the eco.
And NT, man.
I had to try, man. Narrative maxing.
I worry about you sometimes.
So does me mum. It's all good though. I'm still here. I'm still here. We're still moving.
It's okay. As long as you're cast maxing, then it's fine.
Have been for 5 years now. So it's
I
going
know.
well.
High five. I clapped.
Oh, I'm trying to, but it's not. Maybe if I keep talking while I did it come through.
Well, look, the
My voice
VMix
gate
mic will pick it
blocked
up, I reckon.
Oh, well, then they heard like
maybe.
6 claps. So
Chat, did you hear 6 claps? Please let me know.
sorry if you did. I was like doing it right into my microphone as well to try and get it picked up by Discord. Then again, it's the same voice gate on both VMix and Discord, so probably
Yeah,
not.
fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, vital gun round here for TNT to try and put a stop to the rot that's currently setting in.
Face crack around middle, looking to try and maybe make a push past that molly once it dissipates. I wouldn't be surprised because he's been very aggressive, and it is very aggressive as an individual face crack. He's been around for a very, very long time. 31 years of age now, but leading a new young team. Known for 4s back in the day. All the mixes as well that he was a part of, even going over to an Asian team at one
Shot.
point. Nice shot, Psycho Doctor. And he'll fall back with his life too. That's clean.
Yeah, that's what a CT side of Anubis is about. Just trying to find a way to get an opening kill, and then you can really bunker down. Ace is out in the open. Oh, nervy. But he will be able to jump back to safety. What are TNT going to do from here?
So like
Got
Mickey
plenty
Mouse.
util. Is that like a goofy sound maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, well, maybe that's more goofy actually. You're right. I'm lost on my Disney characters. GG.
You shall be forgiven.
Will TNT be forgiven? I'm not so sure. Now Quentry have got 6 on CT. That feels like more than enough, and it could be a lot more. Ace is going to drop down. They're all going to push together. This is going to be really awkward. They're going to hear it coming, but surely they catch Riverdon, and they will. The fallback is not able to get there. He's on site in time. Facewreck will go down, but Fen2K gets traded. Psycho Doctor wasn't spotted toward heaven. The low HP player is still standing. Wannamo traded by Slaxjez. Incredible teamwork from Quentry. The patience there with that big flank coming through from Canal. So much presence, so much difficulty for TNT to deal with it. And that'll be 7-3.
So much confidence here from Quentry on the CT side. I mean, we kind of saw it in the early stages of the half as well, where they were desperate to try and force their way into the early round by making those plays. Those kind of got shut down, and then it was great to see the adaptation there from Quentry, where they think, okay, let's just play a little bit more conservative, not try and make as many plays at the start of the round and force the issue. That worked the trick, and now you can see that confidence starting to come back to fruition. Psycho Doctor going searching. They kind of quite quickly realize what's going on with the focus and the shift towards A from TNT. Quentry then just rapidly closed the door with a fast flank with 3 players, and TNT just crumble under said pressure.
Oh, nice nade on Wannamo again. Slaxjez now realizes what's going on. He'll push forward. Does get himself only the 1 on this occasion. Actually, Aparaju's struggling slightly, and they are going to overwhelm this time. There we go, TNT. Finally, some errors by Quentry. They've been pretty perfect in the last couple of rounds, it has to be said. And surely, with the money on Psycho Doctor and Facecrack, they will try and give this one a look with aggressive exits. The final round of the half, next round anyway. Facecrack timing push in E-box. Might catch one player looking the wrong way, and there we go. That's step 1. Iridan near the pillar. He has got an AK. Facecrack hasn't discovered him yet, and now he'll discover him to his demise. Psycho Doctor 1v3. Nothing to do.
Yeah, really important round for TNT on the half by just flooding into that B bomb site, and it almost felt like it was always going to get out of control for Quentry once Slaxjez is only able to get one. I don't know if that was an Incendio or a Molly at the front of E-box as well in the B bomb site entrance. There's a lot of room there for the T's to kind of work around the Molly, which kind of tells me it was probably a T-side piece of utility. And then Abiriju not Getting that instant kill on the player who comes out of E-box as well meant that Mac-10 was able to just run riot, and then the pressure combined with the players pushing through from B main is just way too much for the players in that B bomb site to sustain. So, yeah, well done from TNT collapsing in on B, destroying the defense, and getting a much-needed fourth on the board. And they've got to add one more to the tally. I mean, they're already going to be chasing the game, going into the unfavored side of the map. So this next round is of utmost importance to just make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, TNT have not done themselves a disservice in this game at all. But Quentry are starting to show their superiority. Molotov in toward middle, face crack a little bit blinded up. Smoke will come through, but he doesn't know how far he is forward and where he's positioned his player model because of how blind he is. Another flash will come through and ruin his day. Psycho Doctor could hold on here. He's got Ace's support.
Oh,
they try and go through a camera smoke. That's what happens when you go through a smoke sometimes. You do get caught like that, and they'll hold on brilliantly.
Wow. So odd, because there's so much time. It's not like the players coming through A main were ready to pressure either. I mean, the last kill in the round is the player on A main. Maybe if he was in a bit more of an advanced position, then I could understand it where they can crunch in on that A bomb site simultaneously, but it's like one-dimensional with the pressure through that camera smoke. Then you've got the second player coming through from middle with a nade out, so he clearly wanted to break the smoke, but his teammate had already committed through. And it's just too easy for Psycho Doctor and 8s on the other side. Imperious defense there from Quentry as they win 8 out of 12 on the CT side. 5 rounds away from a $15,000 cash prize pool to cap off a lengthy season of ESEA.
Yep, they're close to grabbing all the marbles. If you're a marble collector, they'll be happy.
I found all my marbles the other day. I've got some like really cool ironies in there, which are awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. Different sizes.
I used to have a few marbles back in the day, but I've lost all mine.
Cool spaghetti marbles.
There's not a
speckled
synonym.
eggs.
That is...
Oh, yeah. No, don't worry. We know your marbles are still intact, Rav. Out of most people I know, probably more so than most. Anyway, here we go. It's going to be a big breach into the safe bomb site. And Hazen, with his Julies, is actually going to send them packing through Temple into B as they say their prayers. Wanamo's here, and Fetcher's in B main. Wanamo does get run over, but not before he gets a kill. They spot Fetcher out. Now, plant should be secured and a retake required. Oh, shot.
Oh, nice tap. Yeah, Fen 2K will get that one very cleanly, and I really appreciate what Fetcher's done in this round. He got his information, didn't even get a kill. He's going 3 and 11. He doesn't overpeak. He doesn't go too crazy on it.
Ugh.
Oh, a bit of a delayed duel in Canal, though. Aberraju will find Riverton. It's going to have to be the other CTs forcing their way in. Aberraju will still get one more, but they can get that defuse in time, so no worries. And well played by the team. I mean, Fetcher doesn't get a single kill in that round, but him falling back and playing time is just an extra factor for Quentry to have to worry about. That main is something to look at, and it makes a big difference, that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's that presence, right, as you highlight there, that actually does play a role. Now, it's decision-making time for Quentry. I'd actually like to see them just buy up some upgraded pistols and get a full buy in the next, but I know it's not the meta. It's that you force buy when you get the bomb plants and the pistol, you lose because you can't afford rifles, plenty utility, head armor as well, and it's exactly what they're going to opt for here. Biraj has actually dropped an AK to 8s, I believe. So he'll settle for the Deeg, no armor. But if TNT can weather this storm, it's going to be 8-7 before the first full gun round.
Don't forget you can earn your first VRS points and climb toward an eventual chance at ESL Pro League. If you sign up for ESEA League Season 57, this is the finale of Season 56 in EU. April 2nd is that closing point for getting registration sorted. So if you want to play, you've got a team, you've got friends, have fun with it, get yourself involved. Before we're going through the incendiary, that's not going to go out too well.
Yeah, again, just seeing teams trying to force it through this camera smoke and they're not finding any success. Brilliant defense from Hazen again. TNT's so happy to play far back on the CT side, give up a lot of space, but then just shut Quentry down at these choke points.
Yeah, they're keeping themselves in touch in this game. Psycho Doctor does not have the bomb, which is the most painful part of this situation for him. Any kill would be a bit of a minor miracle in this range. And there we go.
starts to get a bit closer now. TNT showing that they're not just going to roll over here on the CT side. Of course, it is their map pick. I had a look at their statistics, and obviously they haven't played a whole lot of Anubis, so you kind of got to take it with a pinch of salt, but they've got a 71% win rate on their T side, and then a 47% win rate on their CT side in the 5 times that they've played on Anubis. So it doesn't paint them in the best light, considering the current standing here on Anubis. As for Quentry, they've got a decent 63% win rate on the T side of the map, so all signs do point in the direction of Quentry getting this done in 2, but not as much as they were on the half at 8. Just trying to breed some utility here, I think, right? Maybe discuss the game plan going into the next gun round.
Yeah, talking about the next round is the main thing. I think TNT here, you know, as a young team, maybe a more inexperienced team playing at this level, they're doing the right thing. They're not actually throwing their utility until they feel like it's absolutely necessary. Not, they know what Quentry are doing. They want to make them rebuy it.
Now a little poppy poo into the save bomb site, but really shouldn't result in anything here with the players in position. There will at least be one head taken by 8s, and oh, brilliant shot on second. He spotted out another behind the box, and he's able to rattle off a shot, but not going to connect, and that means TNT draw within 1 as expected going into this first full gun round. Okay, this is interesting. I think this is something we saw Quentry doing yesterday as well. Whereas instead of going all in on the round here, where almost all teams would have, they're going to half buy, but get like 3 MAC-10s, 2 rifles, and a decent amount of util, and then guaranteed a full buy in the next. They're just going to go for a good old-fashioned big B exec. Look at how deep that smoke has been thrown into B main as well. That's to give them room to pass through the smoke and then actually be able to split into the B bomb side on opposite sides of the smoke grenade. But Quentry going to have to deal with 3 players here for TNT as they're really well set up to deal with what's coming their way.
Oh, a little bit awkward on the next frag though, and that's when Slackjizz and Facecrack run them down. Oh, that's awkward. There is a big flank. Fen2k is ready. He's going to be the key player in this one. As we'll see, Slackjizz playing behind the pillar. HE might do some damage. There we go. Chips a little bit more from Slackjizz. Fen2k has to deliver, and there's the first. He's seen the player back plat too. Now HE is available. Facecrack could be a dead man. There we go. It's all down to Slackjizz, and he can't hold on. Great retake, considering the site was overrun, and we're even at 8 all.
Oh, really good work there. That big flank, as you called out, is just a key factor in that retake to unlock the bomb site. Able to get the kill on the first player who goes back searching into B main initially, and then the nade to dunk down on Facecrack. Quentry remain empty-handed here on their T side so far, going 0-4, and TNT have been pretty damn convincing in these rounds. They've been winning as well, breathing life back into this game here. 8 rounds left remaining. Both teams require 5 to win this map.
Need to break the smoke. 8s will get an opening, but immediately taken by Fen. That's an important one, because 8s has always been a talented player on this Quentry team.
I think that was like pretty poor spatial awareness from him. He didn't realize he had left himself completely exposed to the window, unless he was watching for it, but I don't think he was.
Yeah, that's again a little bit of map knowledge and old memory, muscle memory, and where that window is positioned now. Look at the response here from TNT. This is what you want to see. Good map info. They clear it out as a duo. They should now know that Quentry aren't really focused on B at all. They can sack a few players over toward A. Saxjez is out middle, but being watched by Riverdon if he makes his way through camera. And there's the flank, and as I was saying, that's now all the information in the world for them. The spawn player spotted, but Fetcher's been able to fall back away from that and not get affected by it. Back to what B we go off the back of that.
Yeah, hasn't heard all of this though, so he's calling for rotations to come through, and oh, face crack, that's so lazy. You've got to at least glance in this direction before you commit, and that's lovely movement tech there from Hazen, making his player model very difficult to hit with these micro moves that he's making while he's in the corner. And TNT are going to get a lead 5 rounds in a row now on their CT side.
Wow. Quentry have disappeared. This is a surprise. We need to lock back in again, because otherwise we could be going map 3, and that one is also a bit up in the air. Nuke is a very even map between these two, I feel like. Great attempt from TNT in this series so far. Can they find a way? Last time we got this close, Quentry realised, need to start playing again a little bit. And they did make it happen. Saxjez is going alone with the AK into B main. That's a little bit of a tilt factor maybe, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, it's just not like his teammates are in any position to play off of him either. That seemed like there was very little chance of it actually materializing into something. Especially because he had been spotted already, so those key players were more than prepared to deal with him. Need to break the smoke open. Fetcher gonna get another, and he even survives. Wanamo through the smoke will take 8s down. This is gonna be 6 rounds in a row for TNT, and none of them have ever really looked like they're gonna get out of control.
There's nothing doing here. Double digits for TNT incoming. Bombkin is taking over toward A, and if they get a plant out of this, that's the only consolation, but even that's pretty difficult from here. Riverdon on the aggressive angle still, but does get wide swung. There we go. That aggressive angle will be a little bit too much at this stage of the round, and with Facecrack picking up the AWP, you never know. The Heaven player in Fen2k is playing it safe. They need to break that smoke in camera. Well, one player is occupied with the bomb plant though. That could be when Fen2k peaks. That's exactly what he does. Quick 2P, no bomb plant coming through at all. And confirmed, they're now 3 away from map 3.
Yeah, honestly, you've got to be watching that as Psycho Doctor though, right? Because obviously I know that there's that threat of Fen2k, but he can't do anything about actually denying the bomb plants in that moment. The only real imminent threat has to be Castle. And I feel like that's just been massively overlooked. A lot of things being overlooked here from Quentry on their T side so far, and it's cost them massively. So, TNT, now just 3 rounds away. Quentry yet to win a round on this T side. This completely goes against what everything had suggested in terms of the statistics, in terms of the history of the map. 8-4 halftime scoreline for Quentry. They've got a really good win rate on the T side. TNT struggle historically on the CT side of this map, but none of those factors coming to fruition.
Here we go. Quentry, it has to be now. Otherwise, things have gotten out of hand. Riverdon has got canal control. He's staring toward the Rugs position. And 2K will fall back off of middle now as that smoke will begin to fade. Play back on the A bomb site from camera and fall back into it itself. Trying to get on the corner of the box, I think, with a bit of movement. There we go.
Oh, okay. Narrowly missing out on an opening opportunity there does Riverdon. Quentry scaling forward up middle. 2 players outside of A main. They've really struggled to make their way through cameras onto the A bomb site so far. They're going to try it again. Great anti-flash there from Hazen. He's able to turn and then burn on Psycho Doctor, but at least they will still successfully part their way through cameras into this bomb site to Quentry.
Saxo does get the entry, and then Hazen is completely caught between 2 angles, so fair enough. Good response kill from Fetcher, though. Okay. There's low HP on him after getting that frag, but They might still give it a look. There's a double flank from the Canal position right now. It's not quiet. Faceback hears it coming. That's why he peeks aggressively. Holds alive for a second.
Confident.
Oh.
Wow.
I mean, that was crazy. He just stood there in the
I know.
open as if it was without a care in the world. Why
Come
don't?
at me, bro. Come at me. Brilliant work there from Facecrack. I mean, a lot of impact out of him. He was a part of the two-man setup outside of A main there. And then actually plays the situation brilliantly by not overplaying his hand, but not playing too conservatively either, because I think a lot of players in his position would have just been playing canals, maybe holding for the flank. But he actually sets himself up in the smoke, and he waits for his teammates to have come through cameras to then pincer in on A main. And then as soon as they take contact, he then swings through the smoke to get in on the act as well. So really well played from him.
You need more than that, though, to win this game in 2 maps. Otherwise, TNT will be taking it to Nuke, and there is economy still. Here comes a bit more pace from Quentry, trying to put the pressure on. Facebook making a lot of noise, running through that molly. And look at the damage. There's no way that Slacksters is going to be able to run down the mid players now, because there's reinforcements arrived, and the dance around the doors works in the way of TNT. Nothing's worked for them in this one.
I mean, it's actually such a big change-up coming through here from TNT to battle Quentry on these front lines as aggressively as they have here in this round. And Psycho Doctor is a dead Doctor. 11-9. Just enough money to scrounge together another investment for Quentry. But this feels like it's inevitable that TNT are going to win the map with the way that this half has gone so far.
It does, doesn't it? I mean, for TNT, they've only really made one mistake in the entire half. They've recovered rounds that they've made minor, micro errors in. Again, canal control. So proactive in this game, our TNT. That's exactly what you need to do on CT Anubis. They've made it look great so far. They deserve all the credit. Psycho Doctor will find hasn't. Okay, that's a bit of something to work with. Even though they've got canal control, being able to find a frag in that position, considering they've kind of just not got any map control at all, is quite important.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously just goes without saying that this is non-negotiable right here for Quentry. They have to win this, otherwise 12-9 without any money. You could just wrap it up and call it a day at that point. That would actually be a really good name for a shop that sells wraps. A day, wrap it up and call it a day. Why has nobody done that? I don't know what will go in that wrap, but it'd be a good one.
Copyright it right now.
Why have I put it out there on the internet? Oh no, okay. No, nobody use that. No, just forget what I said, everybody.
Smoke on the front of the site from Slacks Jez. Push forward now from Facecrack. Not bad timing on it, but Wanamo again is clean with it. Trying to hold on though. Might have to fall back behind that smoke because there isn't much teammate support yet. That's exactly what he's going to do. I think Slacks Jez has seen the AWP of Riverdon come through from Temple, and now Abaraju is hearing the flank. He's got to get himself at least one of these two players, but he gets neither. Great clear to make sure they peek it together. Now Slacks Jez is stuck in that corner, and Incendio will burn him out into the open. He has to peek, and Fen 2K will take him down. 2v2. Ace and Psycho Doctor are together on the right-hand side of the site here, playing near the pillar. It's a good crossfire to have, but it's a great flash. Now a 1v1, and Psycho Doctor will not be able to convert it. They're winning all the close rounds, all the rounds in the CT half, but for one, and now they're one away.
I mean, almost criminal that they haven't won that, considering they knew both of the TNT players were coming through from B main. But I guess that's just how things are going here. It's the run of play, and it's going with the grain with how good TNT have been in the second half. Again, able to win an unlikely disadvantageous situation. Just bossed the CT side. Is it going to end here and now? Can Quentry kind of try and delay what feels like is inevitable?
Fetcher holding on the side. Abaraju quick kill though. And maybe this is the Quentry opportunity to come back to overtime. It's step number 1. And only the second step they've taken in their second half.
Yeah, crazy to think that, right? Considering they were up massive 8-4 lead going into the T side. But TNT have just been so good. Even having overtime locked in at a minimum here for TNT is going to be a very good boost for them. But they want to get the job done in reg. They're not going to have to. They're not going to want to have to try and run it back in OT with how good they've been in the second half.
Terrorists win.
Can TNT close? I hope for their sake they can, because they've gotten so close on both maps. It would be a bit of a heartbreak if they were to lose 2-0 from here. Saxjer is trying to get a few bullets through the wall to catch a player pushing down into Canal. At least catch some damage on it anyway. They know how proactive TNT have been so far on this CT side of Anubis. Doing a great job at it so far. And they're down there again. They're pretty much doing it every round. That's maybe it's just a new meta, simple as that. It's the right thing to do. It works out for an opening again.
All right, well, at least they have got the insurance of another full buy at their disposal should they lose this one here. Starts off pretty well for them. Riveter misses his shot, but that could bait in Hazen. It's exactly why Hazen has stepped out in that moment, because he's thinking that the T's might try and chase the AWP down after the shot's been missed. Entry not biting down just yet, though. Instead, they will settle and shift their focus back through canals. Now, TNT have no idea what's going on. They're not sure why there's been this pumping of the brakes from Quentry. They're worried that there might be a wraparound through middle. They don't know what's happening in on canals or E-box either, because Fen2k is taking the space in on B main. Now, do Quentry start to consider this if they don't come across any resistance on the bomb site?
Fen2k, they are looking at it. Abaraju is giving it a glance, but that's when he phases into the smoke to plant. Thankfully, a quick trade, and the bomb can be retrieved immediately. A little bit of miscommunication as to who was going to pick that up and get it planted, but now a 2v2. TNT have done great work at winning these so far in this game, and look at the damage Saxjez has taken to those HEs incredibly, down to 7 HP. Hazen's got a smoke and a kit. I reckon that is going to be enough to win this game here and now. Let's see. 8's coming in from main. He's going to need to peak earlier than Slaxjez, considering he is much higher health. Slaxjez will now work his way through in from Canal, but they're just too far back. That one might just be defusing the smoke, but it won't be.
Wow.
8's with a clean transfer. Okay, we're going round 24, baby.
Oh, Quentry, they have left it to the 11th hour, but they have shown up just in time here. Oh boy, I mean, really well done from them. Well recognized not to bite down on that AWP on an A main, because I think if they did try and chase him down, then they'd just run straight into Haz and they'd probably get mowed down. But they're able to avoid that possibility and draw within one round of overtime. This team is really difficult to put away, it must be said. We saw it against Old Boys yesterday on both map 1 and map 3. We saw it on Dust 2 here against TNT, and it's now happening on Anubis as well.
Riverton with the spawn lineup utility to get that push into Canal again, as we're going to see them drop down. Quentry have not found a way to counter that, except not trying to counter it. The Molotov might help. Oh my word, Fen2k is burnt from 100 to 0. Oh no. Is that step 1 coming back to overtime for Quentry? Headshot seen. Beautiful from Riverton. That is an incredible response, considering that was a very slim angle to aim at. 4v4.
Yeah, insane. Kills here going back and forth, like you say, even numbers here. Smoke broken open. Feche definitely spotted, right? I mean, they had to have seen him there. This doesn't look like Slacksh's clocked it for whatever reason. Onimo is going to actually be able to hold his own here once again. He's been really good in on the speed bomb site so far. Psycho Doctor just being toyed with now while Onimo just tries to buy time. Frag found, but he's running out of ammo. It's Riverden's AWP now in on Temple, and you've got another player making their way through B main. Psycho Doctor seems to have an idea.
Saw him.
You think so?
Oh,
Doesn't
maybe
look
not
like
anymore.
it. Yeah, okay. Hazen will be able to hold it down. 13-11.
He definitely saw, I think, a corner of his arm on the left there. That's a shame for Psycho Doctor. I don't think he's ever going to win that clutch. It's a great map from TNT, and they will manage to nab it. That is most unexpected, I would say. I mean, look how many rounds that Quentry got on their first half. We thought for sure they would switch to T, which is supposedly the favoured side, and sort it out. But overall, Quentry have not been great on T today. I think it's an important thing to mention. We saw how Dust 2 went. So, yeah, I mean, I'm surprised, but you know what? I'm happy for TNT because I think they deserve it for how close they've kept this game so far.
You're actually right to highlight it, though. I'm thinking about it now. They've won 6 out of 24 rounds on their T sides between the previous 2 maps, which is actually a ridiculous stat line for a team that have got players as good as Quentry, like Slackshares, Base Crack on the entry, 8s on the AWP. Like, you'd think that they'd be having much better performances, especially on maps where it's T side of Dust and T side of Nubis, not T side of Overpass and T side of Nuke, right? So, yeah, certainly going against what we would have expected coming into this one.
Indeed, and now we have a Map 3 decider to see who wins Season 56 of the ESEA League. Looking forward to it. We'll see you there in a few minutes.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door. I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
Miles past, turning back, found my track, face the fact, she a core one. Never gonna settle for none. Stay up every night till I won. Don't want a slow rise now. I'm confident opulence isn't a long ride out. When I look back now, I'm astounded. A quiet boy from old age, but always felt the world was a stage, yeah. I celebrate one last late night. My old life ain't staying.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door. I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
I'm headed to LA.
Miles, throw it on the dash. Shit, the 10,000 hours, can't let them pass. Yeah, well, I was putting time in, you was pulled up wildin'. You always had shit to say, now when I see you, it's silence. Thought I'd have a Grammy by 25. Commas after commas next to dollar sign, yeah. Had to remind myself why I'm living this life. Look at all the late nights, it'll all come in due time, yeah.
Made for the fight, for the pain and the climb. Tied to the life I chose. Stay through the night, another day, not a dime. Race against time. I couldn't just lay by and wonder what I could have made mine. I'm closing on the moment, no one's gonna hold me down.
I pack my suitcase, headed out the door. I keep my shoes laced. 2,000 miles away from home. A couple dollars in my pocket, never stopped the boy before. I load my bags and hit the road.
I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil and I'm let it loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal. I never lose, I'm bulletproof. It's destiny, it's fate. bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil and I'm letting loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal.
The ESEA Team Finder is getting an overhaul to help you build or join rosters and start your competitive journey. We're moving beyond instant joins to an application-based system. Captains can now define the skill level, region, role, and practice time. Draft your team description and application instructions to find exactly who your squad is missing. Share the application page link on social media to start receiving applications. For players looking for a team, your search no longer has to get lost in social media feed. Simply apply to put your profile directly in front of captains. Show your motivation and give teams the context they need to see why you're the right fit. And for the captains, review applications with the team, chat with candidates, and organize trials to find your perfect match. Discover all the new ESEA improvements at fce.gg/season57blog.
Matt, you mentioned you like marbles. Well, this map is for all of them, and some marbles with some nice money inside of them as well. Looking forward to seeing who's going to win out ESEA League Season 56 right here, right now on Outsider.
Yeah, this is literally the culmination of the entire season through the regular season into the playoffs for that, then into the finals, through this playoff bracket as well. Third map of the grand final. Winner of this gets an extra $7,500. That is a big, I don't even call it a chunk of change, mate. That's way more than a chunk of change. It's a huge amount of money here for these teams as well. I mean, I was even just glancing through the prize winnings of the players on Quentry, which is obviously a lot more than the players on TNT. And none of them, besides FaceCrack, even have an excess of $7,500, I think, Trav. So this would be a really big boost for all the players on the server, regardless of whether it goes to Quentry or TNT.
Yeah, exactly. And the knife friend comes in for Psycho Doctor. I think they managed to clinch that one. I imagine they'd choose CT. Wouldn't
well, who the hell
me.
knows? I mean, they chose CT on Anubis and then were ass on Seaside, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, true. I mean, who knows? At this point, it is up in the air. But, I mean, they will be looking at themselves and thinking, okay, look, we've had poor starts. Poor start on map 1, we recovered it. We had a poor start, or poor second half of map 2. And, you know, at least we were able to recover that somewhat as well to almost bring it back to overtime. They'll know whatever happens to on map 3, that they'll be in the game, it feels like. They have won their last, let's have a look, 7 in a row on Nuke, our decider. So if they are to lose this game here, that would be a bit of a turn up for the books.
Alright, well, really looking to try and get active here in the pistol and take the fight to the T side, but it's going to be Fetche who draws first blood. FaceCrack peeking out, has his face ripped right off. And they're going to try and give time to Fetche now to actually try and scale up into heaven. And look at how uncomfortable Quentry are all of a sudden.
Psycho Doctor will manage to click one MO.
Oh boy.
And they don't check. Has an in toward door. Thankfully, Slackstairs takes no prisoners. An immediate open of the door, an immediate slap down. But a good entry on Psycho Doctor on ramp. And they've seen that rotation in through lobby as well. I think Riverdon has heard Slackstairs on the site. At least I think so. He should be pausing here and waiting to see if he goes aggressive or not. And Aberraju will find his one. But with Riverdon creeping up the vent, they now can avoid Slackstairs and plant on A.
Oh boy, I mean, Quentry have just been constantly chasing this pistol around, trying to react to everything that's gone on. Fetche outside initially, then the pressure down into ramp, and then that extra player in squeaky door, and then the commitment to B, but that extra kill now gives him that path back up into the A bomb site. Slackstairs with nothing on offer. He's got no chance to win this pistol round. He's really going to try and squeeze as much time off the clock as possible, but Fetche goes searching. A quad kill coming through from him. The TNT to open up first on the T side of Nuke.
Fetcher fans in chat, I saw you earlier. Get loud. I know you're here somewhere. There's at least 3 people who had the Fetcher copy pasta going.
Mom, dad, and brother.
You
mentioned that Quentry have got
supporter.
second, please. Don't insult me like that. Anyway.
I thought I might set you up for something like that.
You mentioned Quench have what, like a 9-map win streak here on Nuke at the moment? 7, okay. They've got a 9-match win streak as well in the series they've been playing at large. Arguably, this would be the most disappointing loss of those 9 series, which would be 10 if we include this one as well. So, really big chance here for Quentry to get that extra money. They certainly were big favorites coming into this, and they were big favorites to win 2-0, being up 8-4 going into the T side of Anubis, but it got away from them.
This force might not go too well. It's long ranges with these SMGs, and it's not getting anything done at all. Like I suspected, as soon as we saw the play that TNT were trying to put into practice at these long ranges, they do a good job at it. Going outside, playing as a pack. Utility was pretty solid, and now I know where Psycho Doctor is. Psycho Doctor even bought a smoke and a kit just in case, which I respect highly, but there's nothing you can do with it, I'm afraid. Nice shot.
That's all it'll be though, right? Just an NS. Hasn't... Oh, gonna commit, and yeah, he just pushes so far forward that Psycho Doctor ends up hitting him in the body. 2-0, anti-eco to follow. TNT off to a good start. I wonder if there's any potential frustration that could have set in for Quentry with the way that Anubis got away from them being up 8-4, just 5 rounds away from winning the series 2-0. Getting as close as 13-11, but falling short. We've had back-to-back 13-11s with both teams winning their respective picks. I wonder if Quentry may be a little bit annoyed that they've ended up here on Nuke, and if that might affect their mental here on this decider.
There's a chance, I mean, everyone is susceptible to human emotions at the end of the day. Can't blame them. And it being a late game as well, after them already having played a bit of BO3 today, by the way. I mentioned it earlier against State in CCT. That was a game in playoffs, by the way. Or game 4 playoffs, I should say. To make it into that all-important playoff bracket for CCT 19. So, yeah, they needed that one. Continuing to make progress as a squad and work their way up the VRS. Currently 82nd in the world in the live rankings.
And that's their peak,
TNT looking to get... I think so. And TNT, of course, are trying to get, like, any sort of relevant ranking at the moment, which is the whole reason why they're playing this level of tournament. TNT's current VRS is 168. So if you break into the top 100, you're doing something right more often than not.
Here's a question. If you're a team with the VRS ranking playing against an unranked team and you lose, does that affect your VRS standing?
Yeah, losing to an unranked team as a team with a good VRS is an absolute nightmare.
Okay, alright. I thought as much.
It's like worst case scenario.
Yeah, sure. And that makes sense, right? That it would have the biggest effect on your ranking at that point.
Yeah.
This is going to be good here from TNT. Looking to keep majority of their players alive.
Bit of housekeeping there from 8 before he dies to Fen 2K. He closes the door and say, "Why are you leaving that door open, man? There's a draft."
Clearly not born in a barn or a cave.
No. That's what my parents say all the time, man. They always want me, even though we live in a house where we go through these doors all the time. They're like, "Close the door, Travis." And I'm like, "Bro, I'm going back through again in 30 seconds. Please."
What's also annoying about that is, like, I know in the UK and Europe with the houses, like, the rooms are quite small and the walls are pretty thin, right? So, like, whenever a door gets closed, you can almost hear it anywhere in the house. So sometimes it feels like it might be a little bit, like, counterintuitive to close every door you walk through.
I think it's like maybe an etiquette thing as well, especially if you're done in the room. But, you know, more often than not, I'm not done in the room. So like, I always remember to turn the lights off and close the door when I'm done in the room. But, yeah, it's like, give me a break, guys.
Fair enough. Just break the doors down. There's nothing to close. Anyway, here we go. 3-0. Quentry looking to try and break the door down here on Nuke by winning a round. It's a nade to break the smoke open. That was a CT nade breaking it open. Fetcher says, "Don't mind if I do." Psycho Doctor going to be the next man up to bat, but he doesn't expect Fetcher to be as far forward as he is already. His smoke will be enough to keep him at bay, though. This is brave here from Psycho Doctor. His TNT are just trying to keep up pressure at the moment.
Nice pick from Eights, catching Mirrodin just before he slips away, and he finds the second player trying to pop his way down. NTK will not be allowed to do that, and it looks like Quentry are going to find a way to get on the board here. Good recovery kills from Eights, clawback kills. I think Psycho Doctor with that jump spot position near single door, I think has got the information that there's a player creeping up. So he'll stop doing that now and reposition toward the back of the site, playing it very safe, as he so should in a 4v3, and Hazen is like, wait.
Where's he going?
I don't really want to face this one. You're forcing me into it. Ace is getting all the frags. 3 in the round. All down to Fetcher. Look at those tracers coming through the garage door there, or the mini door. Chasing Fetcher out of the round. 20 seconds.
They're going to fetch him.
Just yet. Surely they'll be fine.
Oh yeah.
14 seconds.
Not losing anyone extra, and yeah, Beriju gets brought down very low, but he will be able to get the kill. Despite that early opening frag from Fetcher, who has just been a firecracker here on Nuke so far. It will be Quentry who get the point on the board in the 4th round. Courtesy of Eights' multi, good work from him with the AWP at range. Plenty money for TNT, bit of residual cash on a couple players, but not much, so pressure start to build here if Quentry win this next round.
Repositioning themselves on top of Silo here. Now they'll make the noise as soon as they charge onto top of Mini. Is when the flash comes through. Ace is very stuck in the corner. I'm not sure he was aware that he was not actually in heaven. Was actually body blocking himself into the corner of that angle. But the CTs are going to hold on here pretty well. Facecrack and Abaraju will help out. They do just about claw those kills over the line. And all but one player has got an impact in this round. Psycho Doctor needs one, and he's going to get a team ace. You love to see it. Can Riverden do anything? He does have the bomb. If he gets one kill and tries to slip down the vent, that could be possible. Abaraju has a pretty nice angle. Doesn't know he's out, though. That could be a catch, and there we go. There's one, and there's the dive down the vent I was mentioning.
Yeah, best case scenario, right? Getting a kill before he dives down that vent. Psycho Doctor, first responder. There's the team ace as well. He's able to finish off the job, especially denying the bomb plant there, an important aspect of that kill coming through in a timely fashion. Quentry was so ready to deal with the big execute into the A bomb site because they had like 3 players committed to the site and then a 4th that rotated through so quickly. So TNT just run into a super stern defense over on the top side of the map there. Now they're going to have to eco. So this 3rd map, very much alive now for both of these teams as we should be heading into a tied up scoreline. Running it back, Turbo straight into the save bomb side of the back with some utility. Wanamo will get one on Facecrack, not before he's lost 2 teammates. Beriju with the sidearm, so precise with the USP. Bomb's been dropped on the site, so even though Hazen has made his way down the vent, I said it doesn't really mean anything.
Gotcha. That was almost comedic on my side. You're like, down the vent.
Imagine I timed out now and you had to solo cast this best of this 3rd map. Wouldn't you?
I would.
That make your day, Trav?
I think, you know, in a weird way, I could then just like completely turn my brain off and be fine.
I see.
I don't know, but I'd miss you greatly.
Let's get like Mana in, the producer. It's like, come on, mate.
Yeah.
Join
Mana,
me in on the
start casting,
conversation.
baby.
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
go. I'm glad to report that your internet has been very reliable lately, though. So
for a long time now, right? I mean, the electricity and the internet for basically a year and a half now, coming up to at least. It was 2024
really
was
good.
the peak of it being rough, but the whole of last year was super reliable, and then this year's been great as well. Touch wood, but shout out South Africa one time for real. Don't get to do that often, and boy, N2K, he thought he was being all sneaky, but Facecrack was on top of the garage roof, and it must have looked like so comical for him.
That's one way to get the opening kill.
And Riverden says, let me try.
His turn.
Is he hard clear Slack,
So,
Jez?
It's so hard to clear this angle. It's really... aiming down and spraying is always tough. And he's not. Oh, he's a dead man. There we go. Looking for more as well. And as soon as Fetcher tries to swing to trade him, that's when Ace gets into position outside. And they all go wandering into duels one by one, I'm afraid. This is looking comfortable for Quentry to win with all 5 alive.
Yeah, and if there were any frustrations for Quaintry that had crept into the start of Nuclear off the back of what happened on Anubis, they've now been put to bed. They've been put behind them. It's going to be a 4-round streak. It's going to be some convincing rounds sprinkled into the mix here as well, as they start to assume full control here. TNT, super inexperienced compared to that of Quaintry. I mean, obviously, FaceCrack has more experience than the entirety of the rest of the server combined. This is where that experience can play a big role, right, on a decider of a grand final.
Exactly. Time out for TNT. Nice time to throw it in. They can talk about not just what they want to do with this half buy, but also the gun round after. Oh my god, we got a sub on the ESEA channel. That might be the first time the ESEA channel has had a sub in like years and years, because it's a very rarely used channel in these broadcasts.
It's nostalgic,
so,
right? It's like iconic.
Holy Can, you're a legend. Shout out for the Prime sub. Not that it means anything for us personally, but for the stream,
Cultural impact.
Indeed.
Sub to ESEA. Probably the only person who can say that at the moment, unless someone's got like a reoccurring sub and they've died. Or they're just like...
What the hell?
I know, sorry, but like, they just don't care to check. And it's just like, they get $5 a month.
All got transferred over to Face and everything, so I'm sure they might still have it. I don't know.
It's a bad day for rain.
Find... Yeah, Monomo will go down. Do have control of secret. They managed to get down, but doubt it's going to be too much other progress. And with moves like this, you just know what Quentry are playing for security on this B-bomb site. FaceCrack is continuing to either scroll his mouse or spam spacebar. Not sure which one he prefers to do. I'm a spacebar jumper personally. He'll get himself one and hold on with good damage on Fen2k. Doesn't spray his entire clip.
Oh,
nice
shot.
Jiggle tap, and actually, Riverden, that's changed things. 3v3, quick rotation from Abaraju though, and that should seal it. There we go. It's all down to Hazard, and with the Galil, very difficult from there. They already jiggled out his position. They figured out where he's playing from. Round over, but NT from TNT.
A good patience there from Abaraju not to just commit straight through the decon door after having gotten both of those kills. Realizes that it's best course of action just to let his teammates come on through and finish off the job. 5 rounds in a row now for Quentry, but a couple of kills in the bomb plant, successful for TNT and the Eco. Got to start to try and get something going here. I mean, we are still obviously going to be a little bit concerned on paper for Quentry on their T side here going into the second half, just because of the struggles they've had on the T side of this the series already. 6 out of 24 rounds is all they've managed. That's 25%, Trav.
And that's rare for them. I mean, like, I don't know what's happened really, because you know, if you look at the numbers, their T-sides aren't awful on these maps at all. It's just been a slow day for them on the attack. Want to mow down the vent already?
T-side Dust and T-side Anubis. Not like it's T-sides that you generally expect them to be struggling on.
Is FaceCrack going to chase him down here? Well, he doesn't need to anymore.
Good lord.
Okay. That was quick.
Yeah, 4 kills in extremely quick succession. Only Fen2k left remaining. Gonna be a long save, brother.
So how was your day?
Pretty good. Better than yours by the sound of things. Got to cover some South African Counter-Strike, which is always fun for me. Check in with the local scene.
Any names you remember or players?
Oh yeah, it's like
trade over there?
the ex-Bravado boys, now under the Kitsune banner, like Volge, Triton, probably like the 2 names that would be recognized overseas. They were part of that Bravado team,
yeah.
Project Destiny 2.0. So it's like that entire team, Doru as well, who plays with the tilted monitor. So that was fun. I enjoyed that game. watched the Israel Adesanya versus Joe Pyfer fight as well, which was very sad. He said that Israel Adesanya is just a shadow of the man he once was, and in 2K...
Is that UFC?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. I don't keep in touch with UFC, so I just don't know. My bad.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. We really have very little overlap in sports, right? I'm like a cricket, rugby, and UFC guy. You're like F1, tennis, and football.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of unlucky.
But we have Counter-Strike. Our one true love.
We do. Our one true love, indeed. We'll take those. That's something I would love to have in common with you, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, 6-3. Entry 6 rounds in a row, and that one was very convincing. I mean, I know there were a couple of exa kills from Fan2K, but still. Solid round. Entry assuming full control, putting the underdogs under a lot of pressure here on this decider.
Okay, going for a bit of a faster play into all the A-bomb site here by the looks of things. I say faster, they're not going just yet, but preparing the utility on the half buy to try and make something happen. Abaraju is not burning on top hut, that could be an issue. And Slackjez will already get his one, Faceback helps out. They're very good at these A defenses. Crazy kill from Fen2K. Unfortunately, it's not going to work out for much more, I don't think. That was a spin and a half, but they will manage to at least collect the bomb and go ramp. Thing is, they've got to try and get a plant on B somehow, and there will be a rotation quickly already from 8. He's ready. Can he get in position in time to deny it, though? They're already crossed to his left, and there we go. We're going to be able to drop down, and I don't think the AWP is going to want to play too aggressively here. But it does, and the Glock hits a headshot body shot to get the frag. There should be no risk with that Glock being last alive. Psycho Doctor takes a second to get that kill, but Riverdon will go down. 7-3 confirmed.
One of the biggest concerns here for TNT is just how the entire team here for Quentry is online. The entire squad are between 7 and 9 kills. It's a really small kill difference between the top and the bottom fragger of Quentry, so you've just got all 5 players contributing in meaningful ways right now. As for TNT, it couldn't be more of the opposite, right? Fetchy at 10 kills, he's the top of the server, and then you've got Wanamo on a single kill, Hazen on 3. Hazen and Wanamo were big contributors to the success in that second half in Anubis, if you remember as well, especially over towards that B-bomb site. So, and Hazen at camera. So that those guys have really dropped off a cliff since then. 7 in a row now for Quentry.
It's all repositioned outside with the AWP. Actually, kind of funny, you know, these days, as Facecrack gets a bit of information of the player on T-Roof, you don't see the AWP playing outside deady too much anymore. Like, more often than not, it's meta to have a rifler, like a maneuverable rifler, play that position. Just think about how, like, Cerebral Rain would play that position for FaZe over the years. The AWP is not only really something you put there every now and then.
It's more like the rotator role these days, the AWP, where you're playing Hell, Heaven, kind of bouncing back and forth between supporting ramp and outside, and then maybe even the A-bomb side as well, right?
Facecrack is very deep. The flash actually catches him, but then he gets caught himself. So a quick 1-for-1. Look at Abaraju's position, though. You might not expect this, considering Facecrack has already died in the position he has. If he pushes forward on a timing, that could be a big problem for Riverdon. Smoke comes through. He can now play in front of it if he wants to, but actually, not a great smoke for Abaraju there. They can now creep out through Hut. There's a bit of a gap that Slackjez can use. Maybe they're having a look at, but they know it's a possibility. They've seen him, and that's, of course, very wall-bangable. I don't know how Slacks is not dead yet. Finally, he will be with that HE. There we go. Abaraju's been seen, does well to find Hazen, did not look likely, and a great pre-fire from Riverdon in toward Hut. So somehow, TNT have wrestled this round back when they were completely locked in.
I was going to say, does Abaraju go unchecked here? Really hugging the wall, but he can't double down. Brilliant trade from Fan2K. A much-needed kill coming through from him to regain that man advantage. And Psycho Doctor realizes not much chance, but actually will catch Fetchy crossing back into the bomb site. And he'll know that Fan2K is probably still committed to the site right now. Just tucked in behind the box. There's a kit in play here for Psycho Doctor, but he's not actually going to hard clear behind the box here. So Fane 2K. I say that, but no time.
No time.
Oh my god. Psycho Doctor realized, but it was too late, I'm afraid.
That is crazy. I mean, Fen 2K, I'm surprised he didn't just peek him when he dropped down onto the side, because there's no way you're going to be being looked at in that situation when a player's making that much noise. But yeah, it doesn't matter. He won the round anyway for his team, and they do drag it over the line. Did not look easy, that one at all, and that, you know, for obvious reasons, because that was difficult. That really was difficult. Quentry had control of it for a long period, but that smoke in toward door, I think that really is a big factor that kind of made them a little bit uncomfortable. It was their own smoke too.
Alright, well. Massive round here for Quentry. They've won 7 of the past 8. If this ends 7-5 though, TNT will still feel like they've had a pretty good return in the half regardless. I say I think Quentry need to get this last one here to really make good of that 7-round streak. Again, TNT going back to their good old faithful. Just these big execs, these poppy plays being made. Psycho Doctor and the Biriju combine to get a couple kills back and keep the numbers level.
Oh, here comes a 5-7 though. 8 switching to that sidearm to make it easy to catch one more. Now Riverdon is all alone. Lil stuck on front side. Good maneuverability to get back into hut quickly, but need to take doors, and that's not going to be easy. Saxjez will get himself his 10th kill of the half. A very comfortable one at that as well. And it does deserve to be mentioned that it's not having a game like that today, but when I last watched Saxjez play Nuke, he had one of his career high ratings. It was one of the games he played in a different online tournament. I can have a quick look at it right now. It was against, I think it was against...
was it Algo?
One of the...
No.
I'm not sure. I'm looking now.
Yesterday.
Yes, it was Phantom. It was actually his career. It was his career high rating by an absolute country mile. He dropped to 2.89, going 33-8.
That's insane.
Against Phantom.
Okay. All right, well, they'd love even just like half of that performance here, right? And even that would be a monster performance out of him. Quentry again, another 8-4 scoreline. It's exactly what they had in the first half of Anubis going into the T side of that map. 5 rounds in the second half required. We're going to have a little bit of
Indies
a techie.
cast with the raid. Massive raid. And look at the number of his viewers as well. Oh my god, don't look at the number, guys. Don't read the number.
Trav, you always do this. I said, don't look at the number. Same as yesterday. I was like, oh, what's the number? I'm going to look at the number now. And then, bang, brain rot.
I'm sorry, I hate it personally, but I got to make the joke. Endy's is one of our community casters, so shout out to him for raiding the mainstream as we end off the day. Maybe I just didn't have enough time left on his personal schedule to finish it. We appreciate you sending them over.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've had a disconnect here from Fan2K, so hopefully it won't be long before we get him back underway. It's been a pretty seamless game so far in terms of tech problems. We've been able to kind of flow through the series quite comfortably. Betche had 10 kills in like the first 3 rounds, so he really fell off massively. Wanamo never got going. Hasn't got 2 kills in the last 5 rounds or so. It was just really rough around the edges from all different perspectives for TNT in that first half.
And now the test begins, really, for Quentry, doesn't it? Because you mentioned it, I've mentioned it, over the course of the entire day. Their T-side has been a bit of a struggle, which is unusual for them, really. If you look at how Quentry have played Nuke in recent times as a team, it has been pretty solid. 48% on T is fine for a map like Nuke.
Yeah.
You look at their T-side on Anubis, that was in the 56%, and you look at Dust 2, it was in the 53%. They have decent T-sides, totally acceptable T-sides, but today, not much progress at all.
Yeah. I mean, they need 4 out of 12 here for overtime, 5 out of 12 for the win. So that 48% win rate would be enough if they can emulate that here, if they can live up to that number. That would be enough to get them the job done and get them that $15,000 prize pool. Second place takes half. $7,500. Still nothing to scoff at, but a big discrepancy.
We're underway for the second half, the final half of the grand final. Hazen in position with the dualies. Good jiggle headshot. And they're not going to check Riverton on CT.
Oh,
Vent!
boy.
That was clean. Sharp as attack. We love that. Riverton is going to delete Quentry, and maybe this is where the comeback begins again.
Yeah, that's a hell of a statement coming through from TNT. They've now won both pistols, but that one was extremely convincing. Quentry just trying to simplify the approach as much as possible. But they fall flat on their face in their pursuit of that A-bomb site. No plant means not much money going to be spent here. And a great chance for TNT to reduce the gap to 2.
One final push for Quentry. It's been a long day for them. Second BO3. They're used to it, obviously. They've played three before today in a single day. And games that have gone on longer than their opening game, too. So, these are all gamers who are on the grind. Nothing new to them. Maybe they're top teams, which is a conversation that's being had by a few people around the scene, right? Like G2, for example, going and playing these local pop-up lands. They're not used to playing events which have maybe slightly less accommodation and more just sort of raw land vibes at a local gaming bar or something. Like they're used to 5-star accommodation and all the above. Not used to playing like these tier 2 teams are playing and grinding out these games. So it can catch you out sometimes.
All I've got to say about that, Trav, is utter woke nonsense.
Deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, literally, that was the foundation of the scene for the longest time. You can't become princesses here and not be able to handle 4-star hotels and playing 2 best-of-3s in a day.
I know. It's a culture shock. I understand for like top teams, it might be a bit of a culture shock, especially for teams like G2 and FaZe who really only play the big events. But yeah, at the same time, look, you're supposed to be good enough to deal with that.
Well, if they weren't losing every tournament they played in, they wouldn't have to go and play at these lower tier lands, right? FaZe at least.
Exactly. I mean, that's why I love the pop-up land circuit, because it exposes these teams which are supposedly better, but they're not. So, there you go. Look at Sinners beating G2 the other day.
That was a crazy result. Here we go. It is going to be another half investment coming through from Quentry. They're doing it again where instead of actually going all in here in a round where teams normally would, they've just lightly bought up. They've given themselves a few upgraded weapons to work with, but haven't broken the entire bank. And it will net them a plant, a kill, and maybe a chance here, albeit down by a man.
Can they make something happen here, Quentry? This would be an unlikely round win, but they've got enough to make this possible. Armoured players with the Tech 9, Mac 10 and Galil. Eights are still playing the vent. He hears the rotation. Good immediate dink. Good immediate body shot. And then not able to remove face crack from the corner. He's got both of them. How has he managed that one? That is crazy. What a big round for Quentry. That's going to really make them feel a lot better about their T-side early.
He truly is a Mac 10 monster as Mr. Facecrack. He's just so damn good with the SMG. He's not going to get to live to tell the tale, but what a huge bit of impact coming through from him with those 2 kills at the tail end of the round. And that gets Quentry up to 9, a huge let off. And now TNT, I mean, they're going to have enough money here for a full buy, but they're in a position all of a sudden where should they lose round 16, it's probably map and grand final over, you know.
Yeah, feels that way. I'm not fully confident in the Quentry T side yet. To
Surely at
rounds
11-6 though. Still
Gotta
not.
get there first.
Yeah, if they get
They've
there,
got to get
that
there
is.
first, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not wrong.
Don't get ahead of yourself now. Man's counting his chickens.
But mate, I've got 3 eggs. That's 3 chickens. Or 2 fried eggs and a chicken. Tough decision.
You are funny.
Thank you. Here we go. Entry looking to try and pressure into this A bomb side. I just spoke about the powers from Face Cracks Max 10, and he spotted out the legs of Fetcher. It's SMGs across the board doing the damage.
This is something that's been kind of synonymous with Facecrack as an in-game leader for this Quentry team. I mentioned it earlier, but it's worth mentioning it again. Whether it's Mac 10 or AK, he plays as the entry fragger, and a really aggressive one at that too. It makes it look easy sometimes with the inferior weaponry, almost going the full Senka with how often he picks up the Mac 10. If there are any knowers in chat, I'm sure you're aware of what I mean. If not, I'll explain it because it's funny. Senka from Nuclear Tigers has a SMG kill count record on HLTV. He's got more kills with the Mac 10 than he does with the M4 or the AK. So
Yeah, it's insane.
he plays as the in-game leader for that team and basically just farms cash for them. He's the bank of the team.
The bank and the brains.
Plays it well.
Yeah, and it's like what it means is that there's always something in the round for Nuclear Tigers, right? Like there's always something for them to try and work with, or something to try and catch their opponents off guard, and he'll always be dropping his teammates' guns as well because he's happy to play on that weaker weapon. Psycho Doctor says, "Boss, just why don't you have a turn with the AK?" And Facecrack says, "No. The Psycho Doctor actually started this round with the Mac 10, and Facecrack will end up with it. Either way, Quentry absolutely on course to get themselves up to that aforementioned 11-6 scoreline here, playing against 5 USPs and a Zeus.
I've got the numbers in front of me right now.
Go on.
Career weapon graph for Senka. Number 5, USP, 214. Number 4, M4A1S, 719. Number 3, AK-47, 737. Number 2, MP9, 756. Number 1, Mac 10, 860.
It's insane, man. It's actually ridiculous. I mean, it's right up there with the Searson having more kills with the Scout than an M4, I think was his one.
Yeah, I believe so. I'll check that now, actually.
Yeah, go have a little
Why not?
gander and see exactly what it is. I'm pretty sure it's more kills with the Scout than the M4. I don't think it was more kills with a Scout than an AK, though. But it wasn't that egregious.
No. AWP 22,000, AK 3,400, USP 2,400, Scout 1,600, Glock 1,600, Mac 10 1.1, M4 1.1, M4A4 800.
So he's actually got more kills with the Glock than he does the M4. I mean, I don't know what's crazier, that stat or the Scout one. 22,000 with the AWP's also insane. I miss Searson. Anywho, let's shift our focus back here. 11-6 for Quentry. Lose a couple players in the process, but they will put themselves within touching distance here, Trav. Just 2 rounds away from crowning themselves as the champions of ESEA Season 56 here in Europe.
Well, they've reached 11-6 you wanted. Let's see if they can close from here.
They're going to want to get it done before long. I reckon we may just see more explosivity coming into this next round here. Wouldn't be surprised if they just went for like a fake A exec into a ramp take, because I think that the A exec might be a little bit too predictable. So they might try and like use that to catch TNT off guard and then very quickly pivot in towards ramp. Maybe a break the squeaky door open, smoke in front of squeaky, and then down vent play. Normally good for that to work at least once a half. Maybe this would be a good time to go for it.
Well, there's the smoke. There's the nades. Not necessarily in that order. I haven't gone down the vent yet. It's only a bit of a fake to kind of that was a ruse. Oh, well, that's not going to help, is it?
Well, who? Maybe it certainly will for Quentry. They work from Stacks, Jason.
Yeah, I just feel a bit bad. It's through smoke.
I know, fair enough. And here goes that Mac 10. Face crack leading the charge, sweeping the angles. He's gone down, but it enables his teammates. Trades are brilliant. Entire Quentry team on the same page. Stacks just can't punish off Wanamo, though. Wanamo with a chance here. 1v3 turn 1v1. He's very low on health, and 8 is going to reposition underneath Heaven.
The only thing Wanamo has got right now is time. If he waits Heaven and doesn't make a noise for a really long time, 8 could think that he's still going toward Mini, but not the case. He's seen him. One bullet. How does Wanamo even collect this one? Look at this. It's really awkward. He's dancing back and forth. He's trying to make 8 uncomfortable. There's nothing he can do.
No, literally. So awkward for him. He has to like completely overexpose himself before he can even take a fight, and 8 holds his nerve. 12-6. Quentry have got 6 chances now to seal the fate of the series and win this grand final, and this is going to be their best opportunity considering the weaker weapons that TNT have in play.
Yep, double MP7, Vamas, Orp, and M4. In comes the push. Outside, fast for Quentry. They're really locked in on map 3 here, haven't they? And Facepack is trying to press the issue. Oh, what a cheeky smoke to use. Then 2K will be like, bro, what have you just done that for, man? Why have you done that to me? Couldn't you have won the round normally, rather than making a play like that? I joke, of course. It forces Riverdin and Fetcher to have to push back into lobby. Eberaji's not aware of that yet.
At this point, TNT are just going to be happy that they haven't lost the round in the opening stages, but Burju has his wits about him. Now the play coming through from Heaven hasn't. Spray transfer good for a kill and a half. The man advantage will persist. Bomb carrier is going to join the Heaven player. So you've got Wanamo, who's now making his way back up the ramp, and then you've got the Orp, who's in HUD. It's pretty awkward, but workable, doable here for TNT, vaguely.
There's a glimmer of hope at the end of the tunnel. Can they find the light? Incendiary onto the bomb itself. Psycho Doctor, good jiggle out though, and Riverdin will not be able to recover from that. It's all down to Wanamo. An attempt in the previous round, but not in this one. He's put down, and Quentry will be your champions for ESEA League Season 56.
Completely deserved. It's been a brilliant run from them, from the regular season into the playoffs, into the finals here as well. Had a hard-fought battle against Old Boys yesterday, that Polish legendary team where they eked out a 2-1 win in double OT on map 2. And then here they faced a lot of adversity as well. 9-3 half in the first map. They won that 13-11. They were up in the second map. They lost that 13-11. They looked a little bit scrappy at the start of Nuke, but they were able to get themselves in line when it mattered the most. And they completely deserve this title as they continue to make waves and make moves in 2026.
Yeah, and don't forget, like for TNT, they might have lost here, but they haven't, been completely eliminated from like future opportunities. The league might be over for ESEA League, but they did, by making the final, reach ESL Challenger League Cup number 4. I'm not sure if they would have gotten an invite anyway due to VRS or whatever, but either way, they've confirmed their slot, and that's all that really matters right now. You don't have to worry about future invites or whether or not you're going to have a rank high enough to confirm it. So I believe Quentry will be there too, of course. They confirm it by making the final themselves. Both the 2 finalists are qualified, but Quentry, your champions, yeah, they deserve it. And as I said earlier, for a team like Quentry, who are grinding so much in the online circuit at the moment, and getting their VRS up and trying to get it up as high as possible, this sort of money that they've won from winning this tournament, it will go to the possibility of playing these local lands in local tournaments like I've been talking about to really get even more points to push even higher up the rank. And with players on your team like Facecrack with all the experience as a leader, and with Slacksjez, the youngster, having such an incredible rating and consistency over the course of his online play, that'd be great to see them play more LAN events, and maybe that money will help them pay for accommodation, pay for even the slot in the tournament, which you have to pay for on these open events sometimes. And yeah, they could definitely push up from that for sure.
It's also just such a brilliant takeaway from the entire season where they've been committed to the grind. They've worked so hard. They've played so many matches, and now you get to really wrap it all up in such a great way by taking home $15,000. It's a great bonus, right, for all the hard work that they've sunk into the season. And yeah, they're going to be really happy. Like I said, they're kind of one of the teams for me that's come onto the map this year, and they continue to impress and make progress. And of course, season 57 is now around the corner, right? Closing dates now for signups for season 57 ends on the 2nd of April. So be sure to get your team involved, bring a team together, have some fun, see what you can do. Who knows, you might end up on this very broadcast a couple months from now. Of course, season 56 was a record season for ESEA, which is insane that in the modern day, Counter-Strike still continues to grow at this level, which I just think is brilliant.
Yeah, and as you can see, this is like kind of how you would get there, right? You can even play in the regular Open 10 season, anyone can sign up, and then that gets you, if you really get all the way to playoffs and make a good run, could get you into the main ESEA finals bracket where you're playing against an entry team, and then the winner of that maybe has an opportunity to play against an intermediate team, and so on and so forth against main, then advance, then to Challenger League, which of course we've seen Quentry and TNT achieve today. And if you win an ESL Challenger League Cup, you get through to the regional final. And if you win that regional final, the qualifier for the qualifier for the qualifier for the qualifier, basically, you will make ESL Pro League. And that is what many, many players from history who are now going to do amazing things in the scene at the very, very top of the game. That's a path they took too. So, as you can say, make sure to get yourself involved. But that's going to be it from us too for this tournament. It's been a pleasure to cover these games. As I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast yesterday, ESEA League is where you've started a lot of your games, but back in South Africa, I started my casting career through doing ESEA League matches. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'm really delighted to be involved and continue that sort of streak, of course, as well, that I've had by casting all these ESEA advanced seasons since like 2020 or something. Quick reminder for everyone, there'll be no North American broadcast. Unfortunately, that is going to be a forfeit due to schedule clashes with Fragadelphia, I believe, which is one of the local lands going on right now in York, I think it's called. So unfortunately, that is the case, but it's what happens. I can confirm that Fisher College will be confirmed the forfeit, and the win was assigned to LAG Gaming, Lag Gaming. So that is confirmed, and that is also the last bit of housekeeping we need to do on the broadcast tonight. So I'm going to go and have a sleep after 3 BO3s of casting today, and I think we'll both have a nice night. I hope you guys do as well. Good night.
Damn, guys, we almost had this.
Thank God that's over.
Bored of endless matchmaking? Take your first steps towards EPO, experiencing real strategies against teams of your skill. Learn more at fce.gg/EPO.
The ESEA Team Finder is getting an overhaul to help you build or join rosters and start your competitive journey. We're moving beyond instant joins to an application-based system. Captains can now define the skill level, region, role, and practice time. Draft your team description and application instructions to find exactly who your squad is missing. Share the application page link on social media to start receiving applications. For players looking for a team, your search no longer has to get lost in social media feed. Simply apply to put your profile directly in front of captains. Show your motivation and give teams the context they need to see why you're the right fit. And for the captains, review applications with the team, chat with candidates, and organize trials to find your perfect match. Discover all the new ESEA improvements at fce.gg/season57blog.
Something new, yeah. Got my senses here on overload. All my body is for you to hold. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Feel like something new, yeah. And I never thought that you got me wanting. Never thought that ooh. Never thought that I'd be saying you feel more like a dream, yeah. You feel like something new. You feel like something. You feel like something new. You feel like something. I feel like I'm in another galaxy. Take my time in your eternity. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Feel like something
If you wanna be my love, baby, gotta take it slow. If you wanna be my love, I'll show you what you wanna know. Great, hit snooze till it's 8:30. Grab a coffee to help ease my brain. There's no time to bait. Climb out the sheets, find the jeans from a previous date. Grab the keys from off the counter. Commute into the city, gonna take another hour. Man, I hate trading time for a way. At least I got a